Finding the right bank can be transformative for your small business. The best bank for your business will offer competitive fees and so much more. At BNC National Bank, our team is proud to offer you a helpful, supportive, above and beyond banking relationship. Starting to stress about the complexities of qualifying for a small business loan? BNC can guide you through the process with much less stress and likely far more success. Speak to one of our team members today.
The right way to top a sub is with real red wine vinegar made from red grapes and no food coloring. And the right way to film it is in slow motion. Obviously. Because authentic ingredients make a sub above.
It's water. Boom. Agent Winston Otter. He's been called the human sponge.
Our stylists are trained to understand the nuances of cutting men's hair. Less pomp, more adore, huh, Brittany?
Square face, wavy hair.
Mid-fade with a textured top. Finish it off with a hard part and taper that neckline, coach.
Cowlick, what's the move? It's not just all about hard work here.
Hit all. 7. Pressure. Points. Yeah.
It takes expertise to be a sport clip stylist.
Here?
That's a spot. Right there, huh?
Sport Clips, the pros in men's hair.
Number 1 and number 2 in the state of North Dakota for girls high school hockey. Come to an old school venue, one with plenty of tradition, plenty of atmosphere, and plenty of memories for guys like Tony Swearingen and myself who have the call today on the PSP Network. Welcome into the Shields pregame show for the showdown today between the Fargo North-South Spruins, coming in at 5-2-1, and the Majettes from Minot High sitting at 5-3-1. This is our Shields pregame show. Shields of Minot and Bismarck has everything you need, from fishing to fashion, you name it. You can find them online as well at shields.com. We'll bring in Tony Swearingen, now my broadcast partner here for the matchup here today. And Tony, a big win for Minot High last night, an overtime thriller for the Majettes. They take on this Fargo North-South team right now, and it's at the top of the ladder inside of girls high school hockey. How big is today's game really as far as standings are concerned?
Well, it's going to be huge for these girls. Last night they got off to a pretty slow start here in the first 10 minutes of the game, but after that they got her rolling and ended up coming back from a 2-0 deficit to win that game last night in overtime. So that was nice to see. They're going to have a tougher test today. I know that the Spruins got the best of West Fargo in their last meeting, but this Spruins team, they're angry. They're not very happy with how they played last night themselves in Williston. So they're coming in here with a little bit of a chip on their shoulder to prove themselves.
Fargo North-South has one of the top players in the state of North Dakota. It's Anna Nelson with 12 points on the year, currently number 8 in scoring in the state. Peyton Legg from Minot High, currently number 23 in the state. And Taylor Cope, number 13 in the state for Minot High. Cope's got 11. Legg's got 9. We talk about the importance of those players, but the goaltenders in today's game, and Jillian Ackerman, really will be the telltale sign of whether or not Minot High gets out of their home venue, quote unquote, with a win here today against some of the top talent in the state from the Spruins. Yeah,
Jillian had a fantastic effort yesterday in the last 2 periods of that game yesterday, and she let kind of a softie in for that first goal yesterday, but after that she stood tall, and man, in the overtime she made some huge saves. West Fargo was really pushing yesterday, and they couldn't get anything behind her, and that's the type of goaltender Jillian is. As long as she keeps the puck in front of her, she's fine, and if her defensive core can help her out, I think Minot should do all right here.
We're going to salute our country inside the All Seasons Arena. While we do that, we'll pay our bills here on the PSP Network. It's the Spruins and the Majettes from the All Seasons Arena here today on the PSP Network. God bless our servicemen and women. God bless our veterans. God bless America. The playing of our nation's national anthem here today at the Pepsi Rink. Nick Hulberg and Tony Swearingen on the call on the PSP Network as the Fargo North-South Spruins come to town to take on the Majettes from Minot High. It's a battle of number 1 and number 2 in the girls' high school hockey standings here on the 7th of January, 2023. Minot comes in with a record of 5-3-1 overall on the year. They've got 5-1-1 inside of the conference play, 5-2-1 in the conference and overall here for the Spruins from Fargo. Any keys to the game for you here today?
Well, for Minot, it's going to be how well they start out defensively. If they can control their defensive zone and make good, clean plays coming out and get through the neutral zone quick, they're going to be just fine. Offensively, Minot is packed full of talent, top to bottom, but they got to get out of their own end first. For the Spruins, they just got to get that top line going. If they can get that top line going, it's going to be a long day for the Majettes.
Let's take a look at the goaltender matchup today. Tony, delivered by the UPS store. The UPS store located on South Broadway in the Magic City. Minot High goes with Jillian Ackerman, one of the tops in the state with a 1.14 goals against average and a 95% save percentage. She has been dynamite here this year. You see the goaltender on the other side making her first save of the hockey game, Savannah Wuchik. Wuchik comes in with an 89.7% save percentage and a 2.37 goals against average. Fargo North-South is in yellow. Minot High is in white. We're underway from the All Seasons Arena here on the PSP Network on a Saturday afternoon. Spruins take the puck out of their own end here with Kenley Fisher. Fisher trying to move it out of the zone. It's held in at the point there by Macy Burke. She sends it back underneath. Make that Sydney Barnes rather. We go out to center ice now for the Spruins, and they carry into Minot High territory. The old school atmosphere here with no dasher board signs on them here. And just kind of the old school vibes in the All Seasons Arena. It brings back so many good memories. This is where I grew up playing my youth hockey and high school hockey days.
Yeah, this is... I love this barn. So many good memories. WDA championships won here, lost here. Both playing and coaching, played college in this building. I mean, this building is just packed, chock full of memories for myself.
3,500 seats in the All Seasons Arena. In the, not quite a full bowl all the way around, but it's pretty darn close here at the All Seasons. And this is a venue that was built back in 1975 for hockey use. And I didn't use this place all the way until the early 2000s and into the early 2000s before the Mesa Arena was constructed. Once the Pepsi Rink came into life and that groundbreaking on the actual Pepsi Rink happened back in 2015-16, somewhere in that time frame, the All Seasons hasn't been used a whole lot. The other direction we go now here for Ainsley Ness. She walks and fires, sent that one just wide. Underneath the net now, Ness has it again, sends it out front, taken away there, and the puck's going to come all the way back out into the neutral ice zone where the Spruins are back on the retrieve here with Elsie Anderson. Anderson at her pocket, picked on the near side for Marissa Vanova. Back in behind the net here for the Spruins, and around it comes now for Fisher. She tries to clear, Minot holds. Back up to the point here for Kinsey Field. The difference between the Pepsi Rink and the All Seasons Arena, one of them that you'll notice right away is that it is freezing cold in this place compared to the Pepsi Rink.
Yeah, I don't think they've turned the heat on in a while in here.
Puck sent down underneath the net. Spruins are in after it there as Kenley Fisher went after it. Puck's taken off the wall, and it's going to be handled now by Tierstripe, intercepted by the Majettes. They have it here with Peyton Lang, team's goal leader. She's got 6 on the year and 9 points total. She sends it down underneath, and Lang's going to get it again over on the far side wall. Battling out for it now. The Spruins have possession. This is Leah Hoffman trying to clear. She can't. Puck's going to be taken here by the Spruins on the near wing. They bounce it up off the wall out to center. Kinsey Field has it for the Majettes, and she goes across the rink over to the far side where it's taken there by Grace Kirsten. Kirsten trying to launch it ahead. Right at center ice, the puck lays. Now it comes into Minot High's possession in the offensive zone. Puck's taken out in front. Nobody there. Here come the Spruins back the other direction. And the Spruins have it here with Leah Hoffman. She just dumps it all the way down. We have our first icing of the game, and that icing is brought to you by our friends at Planet Pizza. 701-852-1700. Stop into Planet Pizza today for their amazing pizza. If you've never tried the Blue Buffalo pizza there, I'm telling you, you're missing out. It's really good. They have a lunch buffet Monday through Friday as well, 11 to 2. and a 30-inch pizza called the Galactic. You can get that at Planet Pizza. Out to center we go now. Here's Woodard's got it here for the Spruins, trying to center it out in front. How big is the first goal of this hockey game? I know it's a cliche, Tony, but in these matchups of 1 and 2 in the state, it seems like that momentum will be a huge factor in today's contest.
Yeah, the first goal is going to be huge here. And you know what I'm really like about what I'm seeing right now is Minot High is being very patient with the puck in the offensive zone, and they're not turning it over, and they're getting some opportunities. One thing is, though, they need to start pulling the trigger. Even if it's not a high percentage shot, they got to get the puck at the net, and they got to go get those rebounds.
Puck's going to be launched all the way down here by the Minot High Majettes. Goes the length of the ice, so we've got an icing on the ice surface here as it went 200 feet. The face-off coming back in the Minot High defensive end. On the blocker side of Jillian Ackerman, the starting netminder here for the Majettes today. Jillian's done a great job here for Minot High, and this young portion of the campaign. Jillian again with that record on the year. She's played in every game, all minutes. 5-3-1 for her, but a 95% save percentage and a 1.34 goals against average, Tony, almost unheard of for any level of hockey as it's iced out again by the Majettes.
Yeah, she's the real deal. I mean, she's a good goaltender. She stands in there. She's steady Eddie, as you like to call a good goaltender, and she doesn't get rattled, even when they get down. They got down yesterday 2-0, and she didn't get rattled. She stood in there, and she got stronger, and that's good to see.
Crowd last night, you said, was fairly good here as well.
Yeah, it's a different feel in this building because there's no bar seating at the top, so you can see everybody, and what happens a little bit differently at the Mesa Arena, at the Pepsi, as everyone sits around those bar stools, and so the stands look empty when you're filming, but there's a good crowd. Well, here they have to sit down in the stands, so you actually get to see the crowd.
High riser there for Purdy. She just missed the net upstairs. Out to Culp at win at center. And here come the Spruins back in now with Fisher. Fisher's going to walk and fire glove save into the catching mitt and went to Ackerman. And that was a high quality shot for Kenley Fisher, looking for her 5th of the year. That would have been point number 8 for the Spruins. And the freshman player that really has caught our attention early on here.
Yeah, the first 5 minutes of this game, Minot really controlled it in the offensive zone. And the Spruins here in the last few minutes have gotten a couple of decent opportunities here. I know there's only 2 shots on the goal here, 1 at each end, but it seems like the ice is starting to tilt back towards Minot's end, so let's see how their defense can handle the pressure.
Here's a drive coming. That one from the top of the circle. It was bombed in from the line again, and that time Fisher sent it in on a little snapshot from out there. And Jillian Ackerman had no issue on the play. 11:43 to play in the opening period. Nobody on the BNC National Bank scoreboard. It's Nick Hulberg and Tony Swearinger on the call here today from the All Seasons Arena here in the Magic City. I just can't get over this place. I'm telling you, I love the atmosphere in here, even though it's not jammed by any means here today. It just brings back so many memories.
Should be a pretty good crowd for the boys' game.
I would have to assume. Any idea what the scheduling issue was with the Mesa Arena here tonight? I believe there was college and Toros hockey possibly.
Yep, there's a women's college game and Toros.
Puck's on the near side wing for the Majettes, trying to clear to center. They do. Puck comes back into the possession now for Fisher again here on the near side. She's logging some minutes early on in this showdown. She's got it again here, and Fisher's going to turn the motor on. She goes up over center. Keep an eye on her. She walks and fires. Ackerman, can of corn for her. She stuck it to the side of the blocker side. Comes back now here for the Majettes. They're to the offensive territory. Underneath the net now here from Minot High. The puck comes free from Bart. She took it down and deep. Correct me there, that's 18 Vodova rather. She took it down and deep, comes back out to center ice where it's taken here by Garris. She moves it across here to the near side for Barch. Chipped up off the wall. The Majettes trying to gain zone entry. They can, but it's Fargo that pushes it right back out. But it will have to touch up on sides. And now a Majettes stick touched the puck, so off sides with 10:23 to play in the opening period. Nobody on the board yet.
Yeah, I don't think that was actually an offsides there. A little bit of a miss on the linesman's by the linesman there. It was all 3 of the Minot players were outside the zone, so
Minot High boys play Fargo Davies tonight. That's a big matchup at North Dakota High School hockey. More of a measuring stick for the East and West. Minot High, the top team in the West region right now, coming into tonight's showdown on the boys' side. Davies midway through the pack in the East region for boys high school hockey. That matchup tonight on the PSP Network. You can watch it right here. Matt Morelli and I will have the call of that one coming your way tonight. Yeah, Davies number 4 inside the East region. Minot High all time against Fargo Davies in those boys matchups. Minot High's got 3 wins, 12 losses, and 1 overtime tie against Davies. If you're a betting person, the numbers would probably still belong to Davies, even on a night like tonight where Minot High's 7-2 coming into that showdown.
Yeah, you know, Minot High, they got to have a nice rebound performance after the overtime loss here that they had, and you know, they're going to come out strong, and they're going to want that win tonight real bad.
Kalbas put it on the net, and the stop was made from Ackerman. She hangs on to it. Well, this Fargo North-South Spruins team, coached by Parker Metz in the 3rd season, and Parker's somebody special inside of North Dakota hockey, and of course, Cross USA hockey as well.
Yeah, he does a lot of work for, you know, the Team North Dakota stuff, and he's part of the USA hockey organization doing stuff there too. And, you know, he's done a great job for girls hockey overall for the state of North Dakota, and he's looking to hopefully expand his role, he said, but, you know, we'll see what happens there.
3rd year at the helm of Fargo North-South, the Spruins, and that co-op. Puck's going to be dumped back in behind the net here of Witchick. She has not been busy early on here tonight. Only 1 shot on goal that she's seen early in this contest. Shots are 4-1. Spruins have the advantage in the shooting column here early on tonight. Scoreless on the BNC National Bank scoreboard as the puck sent off the boards on the far side wing, and it comes back up to the neutral ice zone where the Majettes are back on it. They're going to start their rush back the other direction. Taken here by Bryn Hansen, trying to gain the zone. Comes inside the blue line. Free are the Majettes now as they walk in with Burke. Burke at an odd angle, threw it out in front, loose in front of the blue paint. Opportunity was there, and the Majettes couldn't pull the triggers. The Spruins carry out now with Poole, and Poole's going to walk down. She'll fire, pad save, Ackerman. Puck caroms all the way back up to the blue line where it's taken and held, sent back in by the Spruins. Underneath the net in Gretzky's office, they go to work on it there. Now it's picked up here by the Majettes, and it's Johnson trying to clear it out. She can't quite do it. Comes back away now to the possession of Burke, and Burke sends it off the wall. Down it comes. One of the differences between the all seasons in the Mesa Arena, where today's game really not as much of a home game with some of the home ice advantages, include the bouncing of the boards. These are a little more dead maybe than the Mesa Arena.
Yeah, in certain areas they definitely are. Last night there were some pretty strange caroms, you know, with the stanchions and everything else, and the glass is a little bit tighter here, so you know, that puck is going to ricochet off there strangely, so the players really have to be aware.
Puck comes down underneath the south-north net where it's going to be sent down in front. Nobody home for the Majettes. Scrumming for it now is Lang. She tried to turn it out towards the goal. Underneath it comes. It's going to be picked up here by Hammer. Hammer back to Lang. Wraparound save there. Witchick made the stop, but now the Spruins send it to the other end of the ice surface. And an icing that's brought to you by Prestwich Orthodontics brings a stop in our play. Prestwich Orthodontics, free virtual consultations and financing options. That makes it easy to take your smile to the next level. Visit mineatbraces.com. Tony, did you ever lose any teeth playing hockey?
I did not. I broke a couple, but never really lost a whole tooth.
Lucky for me, I played goaltender, never had any loose teeth that were caused by the sport. Puck's down to the corner now where it's going to be scrum for down and deep. Spruins and Majettes deadlocked in a scoreless hockey game. It's 1-2 in the state. Puck's out in front. Save, rebound, side of the cage. They scrum for it. It's at the goal line. Right there is the official Jake Stack, and Stack had the best look at it of anybody in the All Seasons Arena. And it's Witchick that comes up with the stop. There was a grade A opportunity for the Majettes. They almost made it 1-0.
Yeah, it was loose. It was loose just sitting there about a couple inches away from the goal line. We just couldn't get a stick on it to knock it in.
Underneath the net now, the puck's going to be pushed to the near side. Trying to clear it out are the Spruins. Held it at the line by Barch. Tied up on the wall on the near side wing for the Majettes. That was Slind, and the puck's going to be freed up to center ice where they carry ahead now with Woodard. Woodard's in. She's going to fire. Uh-oh, that one tipped out in front. The Spruins score on a goofy carom out in front of the Minot High goal, and we've got ourselves a 1-0 hockey game. Fargo North-South leads early in this one.
Yeah, that's a real unfortunate. Cammie Garris was right out front and tried to block that shot, and it just caromed off her skate and changed direction on her, and it's unfortunate. But you know, I like what Minot's doing down low. They're getting a lot of pressure in the offensive zone, but they need to start spreading out too, because they don't really have a whole lot of slot option for a good shot and a good pass out in front. So they got to loosen up a little bit here and start moving the puck around.
We'll have the official goal call coming in just a moment. Nevertheless, it's the Spruins that take a 1-0 lead. And to beat Jillian Ackerman with just about a 1 goal against average per night, sometimes those goofy ones have to happen. Well, Mr. Field sounding like Charlie Brown's parents here early on. Here comes Cope, fires it in, and Cope just sent it wide. 1-0 Spruins on top. It's the sound system. Mr. Cope does a great job, by the way. I believe it was 8 in on the goal, if I'm not mistaken. Puck's going to be taken all the way down, fired in. As Ackerman makes the save, she pushes it off to the corner. Puck taken back by the Spruins out in front, loose. It goes off Ackerman's tape, but it's pushed down to the corner on the near side. And here come the Majettes on the rush. Swearingen cleared the zone here for Minot High. Comes into the possession again, loose out in front. Swearingen side of the net. Oh, another rebound opportunity. She lost an edge on the play, but the hard work there almost tied the hockey game at once. Puck's worked back to the point, held here. Shot out front. Loose. Spruins have possession. We're under 5 to play in the opening period. 1-0 Fargo North-South on top of the Majettes from Minot here tonight at the All Seasons Arena. Back in come the Majettes. It's a 2-on-1 right towards the net. Here's a drive. Oh, Witchick makes an excellent stop on the opportunity there as Minot High was rushing in with Bryn Hansen. Puck comes back away now for the Majettes on the near side wing. 4.5 to play in the opening period. This line for Minot High doing some good things. Now the puck's going to be taken away by the Spruins. They go out to center with it. And at center, it's Burris that walks it ahead forward. Loose in front to the Minot High goal. Spruins with possession again. They try to clear their own end. Comes out to center. The one-on-one drill here is Barch battling for it on the wall. She gets rid of Hoffman, and it's freed now behind the Minot High net. Any major changes you can see Minot High needing to make early on in this one?
You know, Minot's doing a pretty good job of gaining the zone. They just need to keep possession. The big thing is I think they're holding on to the puck a little too long as well. And it'd be nice to see them take a shot from maybe not necessarily a low percentage, but if the shot is available, they're going to have to start taking those opportunities.
Puck's racked around to the near side wing, held in by Lang at the line for the Majettes. We're down to 3:06 to play here in the opening period. 1-0 Fargo North-South on top of Minot here at the All Seasons Arena. Puck's taken up the near side wing, and the Spruins now breaking out of their zone. They carry ahead forward up into offensive territory. Here's a drive on in front, sailed wide through the goal, through the center slot, I should say. Comes back up to the point. Here's a wrist shot, tipped in front. Ackerman goes down, and Ackerman makes a nice stop on the excellent opportunity there as that line for the Spruins really doing their part here to try to make this 2-0 early on.
Yeah, that's the line you got to worry about. So, I mean, it is what it is. Minot's doing a pretty good job of bending but not breaking, and the fact that they've gotten this deep and with 8 shots on net, Jillian's doing her job, so now, she needs her teammates to do theirs.
Center slot. Here's a drive. Ackerman, another stop out front. She went down onto the pillows and made the save as point blank. That was Julia Poole looking for her 9th point of the year. Up to center, Swearingen, the 8th grader. She scored just the other night against Bismarck High Legacy. Her first goal as a Majette. Back underneath the net down, comes to the side of the cage. Whitchick hangs on to it. Now a conversation. I always say the boys will be boys, but the girls will be girls too in the game of ice hockey. And this is a aggressive sport, and there's no love lost between the East and West. Doesn't matter what it is. It's certainly not in hockey.
I can tell you one thing. It was a major eye opener for me when I started coaching on the girls' side, because I guess I never really realized how intense they get, and you know, some of the conversations they have is it's pretty funny, and I would almost say that their chirps are sometimes better than the boys.
Things that probably can't be said at the dinner table, I'd have to assume.
Yeah, very much so.
Underneath the net now, it's racked around away to the far side wing. Worked back up off the wall. It's going to be held there by the Majettes at the point. Picked up here by Minot Highs Hansen. Down into the corner it goes, where it's going to go here to Fagerlund. She sends it underneath. Hansen's got it back, feeds Fagerlund underneath the net. Just couldn't get a good handle on it there. And the puck's going to be worked away back up to the line, where it comes here to Kirsten. Kirsten holds it in, and it's sent back underneath the goal line now, where it's sent out in front. Nobody there, as Fagerlund had the right idea. And then the puck is bombed all the way to the other end of the ice surface. And icing on the play that's brought to you by Jobbers Moving and Storage. Whether you're moving across town or across the country, Jobbers and Roger Ward Moving and Storage can help you with your moving and storage needs. Find them online as well at jobberswarehouse.com. Biggie Smalls on the sound system here. One of the best gifts I got my little 2-year-old for Christmas this year was a Biggie Smalls action figure. My wife said that's the last time you go shopping for Christmas gifts.
Where in the world did you find that?
I got it at Walmart. I thought it was awesome. Biggie Smalls is one of my favorite artists of all time. I got him a Tupac and a Biggie Smalls and a wrestling action figure, a bunch of monster trucks. Yeah, Mom was a little confused. He's only 2, she said. Doesn't mean he can't like good music, honey. A little young yet. 57 seconds left in the first. On the glove side of Whitchick, the puck was sent off the face-off on the near wing, but it's taken off the bounce out in front. March up at center, scrumming for it. Now the puck's going to be handled here by the Spruins. They're in with it. This is Fisher. Sent it across the ice surface to Woodard. Bounces around there. Now it's going to be picked up here by the Majettes. Lead pass was intended for Cope, but a nice job there. Taking it away was Anna Nelson. Team point leader with 12. Worked back up to the line. Comes away down on Olivia Olson. She drops it down to the corner. At the goal line, it's tied up in deep. 22 seconds to play in the opening period. Spruins lead 1-0 on the BNC National Bank scoreboard. Puck's out in front, and Cope didn't like what she saw there, so she sends it all the way down. And we'll have an icing here with 10.8 remaining in our opening period. Good back and forth hockey game tonight. Shots are 9-6 this afternoon, I should say. Shots are 9-6 early on, and just one fluky goal for the Spruins. It was directed and redeflected out in front that has them on top 1-0.
Yeah, Minot's done a pretty nice job here today, you know, getting pucks in deep, and hopefully we can get this last 9 seconds burned off.
Count it down, kids. We're at 4 seconds, now 3, now 2. Puck's back up to the point, sent towards the net. We're through one period of play on the BNC National Bank scoreboard. We've got ourselves a 1-0 hockey game. The Spruins from Fargo North-South lead. It's North Dakota High School hockey here on the PSP Network. Premier Chiropractic Intermission Report is next.
The magic of what we do really comes down to combining different aspects of patient care. Here at Premier Chiropractic, we love combining soft tissue work, the adjustment, and exercises together. We found that this gets the best results for our patients. We have 3 chiropractors to fit the needs of the entire family, a rehab area for our exercises and equipment, for any athlete to improve performance. Give us a call and we will get you back to doing what you love.
Are you moving? your business, or your home, across the town or across the country. We know it can be stressful. To ensure your possessions arrive on time, intact, and on budget, make your move with Jobbers Moving and Storage. Jobbers can help you with every aspect of your move. With our efficient step-by-step approach to move management, we can tailor a plan to suit your needs and schedule. With locations in Bismarck, Fargo, Minot, and Aberdeen, Jobbers Moving and Storage is your choice. Visit jobberswarehouse.com. It's Jobbers Moving and Storage.
I'm a grateful person on a lot of levels. I've been given so many great opportunities. But most of all, even as a little kid, I was taught a set of values. Like tools for life, hard work, responsibility, and the key to making it all work, commitment.
First Western Bank and Trust. You can bank on us.
Ackerman Esvold, your neighbors, friends, and family who are working for you. The local team with local availability and accountability for all of your engineering, architecture, environmental, transportation, and land development needs. Your project can rely on Ackerman Esvold. Find them online at ackermanesvold.com. When you start your project, talk with Ackerman Surveying and Associates. Our experienced surveying team guides you in the right direction with planning, platting, and lot and boundary surveys. The trusted name in land surveying, the trusted name in architecture and engineering is Ackerman Surveying and Ackerman Esvold. Find them at ackermanesvold.com.
What you're witnessing actually happens. This is a sad story about bad math.
Bad math?
Does your online company include mounting?
You can't beat the online pricing.
When you add the mounting, the shipping, and all the extras, it's just simple math. We guarantee the lowest prices. Our Plus plan is simply better, a less expensive way to buy tires. Thinking tires? Think Tires Plus.
This broadcast on the PSP Network is proudly brought to you by
Here we go, where they get it into Doppler up the near side. 3, 2 second, 1 second. Doppler rises, right wing, 3, bingo! Oh! Anthony Doppler wins it at the buzzer! Oh! Are you kidding me? He turns, he fires, and he buries it!
This broadcast on the PSP Network is proudly brought to you by
Finding the right bank can be transformative for your small business. The best bank for your business will offer competitive fees and so much more. At BNC National Bank, our team is proud to offer you a helpful, supportive, above and beyond banking relationship. Starting to stress about the complexities of qualifying for a small business loan? BNC can guide you through the process with much less stress and likely far more success. Speak to one of our team members today.
The right way to top a sub is with real red wine vinegar made from red grapes and no food coloring. And the right way to film it is in slow motion. Obviously. Because authentic ingredients make a sub above.
It's water. Boom. Agent Winston Otter. He's been called the human sponge.
Our stylists are trained to understand the nuances of cutting men's hair. Less pomp, more adore, huh, Brittany?
Square face wavy hair.
Mid-fade with a textured top. Finish it off with a hard part and taper that neckline, coach.
Cowlick, what's the move? It's not just all about hard work here.
Hit all. 7. Pressure. Points. Yeah.
It takes expertise to be a sport clip stylist.
Here?
That's a spot. Right there, huh?
Sport Clips, the pros in men's hair.
Spruins lead 1-0 at the end of one period of play here this afternoon at the All Seasons Arena here in Minot, North Dakota. Welcome into our Premier Chiropractic Intermission Report. Premier Chiropractic focused on improving the overall health of Minot and the surrounding areas through the most cutting-edge advances in natural health care today. You can find them online, PremierChiropracticND.com. Nick Hulberg alongside of Tony Swearingen. And first things first, Tony, after one period of play and the Spruins up 1-0, do you think Parker Metz, the head coach of the Spruins, is satisfied with where his team sits right now after one?
I mean, to be perfectly honest, I don't think he is. They had 9 shots on net and 2 really decent scoring opportunities. But besides that, I mean, Minot did a nice job of countering that. And Minot's only showing 6 shots on the goal right now, but they had 2 scoring opportunities as well, and they've controlled the majority of the play.
For the Majettes, and Chris Stokey in the locker room, along with the assistant coach and Michaela Newhofflin, what do you think the X's and O's are saying on the board right now of changes that they need to make after the first period of play?
Well, Minot's doing a great job of getting the puck in low, but the problem is that they're having right now is all 3 players are down low chasing the puck with it. They need to spread out a little bit, make sure that they have that F3 high, which is that third forward entering the zone, make sure they're higher in the slot so when we do get possession, we have somewhere to go with it.
At the end of one period, shots 9-6. The official scoring, we do apologize. I believe it was Anna Nelson that was in on the goal, number 8. And Anna Nelson, if it was her, that will be goal number 7, team high on the year, and point number 13. Didn't catch the official assists on the play that kind of carried out in front. And one of those goofy ones that kind of just handcuffed Ackerman. Nothing she could do. Puck was headed towards her blocker's side, changed directions, and just snuck in on the ice on the glove side as her body was already in motion.
Yeah, that shot was taken, and as soon as it hit the skate, you knew Jillian was in trouble because it was going to her right, our left, and she went that direction and tried to sprawl back out and couldn't get her foot over there to get it, and it just snuck in on the inside of that post, and that's unfortunate, but more often than not, those are the type of goals that win you hockey games.
Yeah, especially these 1 versus 2 showdowns in the state of North Dakota. When we look at the standings inside of girls high school hockey, one giant conference that's got 12 teams inside that conference. Fargo North-South number 1 right now, Minot at 2. And 20 points for the Spruins, 18 for the Majettes, 18 for Mandan, and 18 for West Fargo United. Boy, that win for Minot High was sure big last night over West Fargo United, even though they still got a point out of the contest.
Yeah, this whole standings thing is, I mean, it's jam-packed at the top. You got 2018, 18, 18, 17, 15, and 12. I mean, that can change in one weekend, and Minot can go from 2 to 7 in a matter of a week if they're not careful. And same with Fargo North South. I mean, it's nice to see the parity across the state right now.
It's a lot of fun to be a part of it, and here in 22-23, it certainly isn't lacking talent, and it's not lacking parity. Touch on that for just a moment. I mean, you grew up playing hockey, and girls hockey back in the day just wasn't a reality. I graduated high school in 2004, and there was a few young ladies that played growing up with us in the boys' ranks, and then girls hockey became a thing when I was probably a sophomore or a junior, something like that. It got sanctioned by the high school shortly thereafter, but the progression of girls hockey has really been something special just on the talent and skill level.
I think the progression of girls hockey nationwide, all the way through the youth system, and now you're seeing all these universities pick it up, and they got a great Division I program, and it just before you used to rely on one or two players in girls hockey to kind of carry a whole team. You look at Minot now; they got three lines. Fargo North South, they got three lines. I mean, the depth is finally there, and that's a great thing to see, because that just means that youth is doing its job. USA Hockey Youth Program is doing its job.
One more timeout. We'll come back with the opening draw in the second period. The Spruins lead the Majettes 1-0 on the BNC National Bank scoreboard. Second period is next. Underway for our second frame here on the PSP Network. If you're just joining us, Minot is in white. Fargo North South is in yellow, as that puck's going to be sent 200 feet down the ice surface and a stop in the play on the icing. We do have official clarification on the Fargo North South goal. We do apologize. It came in the first period, and the goal was scored by number 7, Brooklyn Woodard. She picks up her second of the year. It was Anna Nelson that had the assist on the goal. And also assisting was number 20, Calbus. So Calbus and Nelson set up Woodard for her second of the year, and it's a 1-0 lead for Fargo North South here on the BNC National Bank scoreboard. Underway for the second. Puck's taken by the Spruins. They're up to center ice with it. What do you think of the yellow uniforms with the blue? Do you like it? Are you a fan?
I don't mind the uniform. I'm not a huge fan of their logo. The Spruin. What is a Spruin?
I love it. Whatever it is, I'm into it. These might be my favorite uniforms of girls hockey that I've seen in the state. Puck's taken down by the Majettes up to center. Minot High's got classy threads on here this year again as Cope brings it into the zone. She gets it down here now as Minot High goes to work. As it's bounced around the end boards underneath it came. Held it at the line there by Field, and now it's going to be sent back up to the point. Spruins trying to clear it out, and they will do so now as they carry it ahead and dump it down from Poole. All the way underneath the net of Ackerman. She's waiting here as the puck sent around the near side wall. Might have tried to clear. They're being hounded there inside the line by Tierstripe. Up to center it comes now. And on the retrieve is Poole, who goes back over to the far side right in front of the Minot High bench. Dumped down into the Spruin zone. In after it. Fargo North South with Poole underneath. Minot High in scrumming after it. Pucks away to the near side. The hard forecheckers Fagerlund for Minot High. Getting there first for the Spruins, however, is Anderson, and she sends it all the way down where it's Ackerman who sweeps it over into the corner. Ackerman sent it over to the far side. Picked up now by the Majettes. Pushed up to the line. Unable to clear the zone there as the puck's going to be taken and worked down again. Puck still battled for on the far side wing. Nice pressure here from the Spruins. They hold it in and send it down into the near side corner where it's going to be tied up at the top of the circle now by the Majettes, and out to center they push. Sometimes you'd like to see those players take an extra step just to skate that puck out of the zone.
Yeah, Minot definitely needs to do a better job of making sure that puck gets out of the zone. Anytime that puck gets above the tops of the circles and between the blue line in your own defensive end, that puck's got to come out of the zone.
Puck's taken here by the Spruins. They're back in with it now as they walk in. This is Mathiasen. She sent it right through the goal mouth and wide through the blue paint. Underneath the net it comes now as it's going to be handled here by Eriksson. Underneath, spun it out front. Nobody there. Back to the line. Up top it comes. Mathiasen wails one in towards the net, and Ackerman goes down. She hangs on to it. 12th shot of the game on Ackerman, and that's her 11th save. We're down to 14:05 to play here in the second. 1-0 Spruins on top. And in the first 2 minutes and 55 seconds, what have you seen here?
Well, the Spruins came out of the locker room with a little bit of jump here in their step and has Minot on their heels. They need a good effort here out of this line to make sure that when this top line from Minot High comes off the bench, the puck's in the opposite end and they're not starting playing defense right away.
I got to tell you, I went to the ATM in between periods. Found a new record for a surcharge on an ATM. It's at the All Seasons Arena. $5 here at the rink on a surcharge to pull money out of the ATM. My goodness.
Highway robbery.
That is robbery. Vanova into the zone now. She comes, she carries down. Way to the near side wing. It's picked up here by the Spruins. They're trying to clear it out. Comes back away to the line now for Cope, and Cope had a handle momentarily. Minot will regain possession now with Lang. And up to center we go. Yeah, you had the $5 on top of the $15 chicken strips and the $4 coffee. That's an expensive meal.
Oh, man.
Puck on the near side wing for the Majettes. It's going to touch the skates there. On Minot High's Lang comes right in on goal. Woodchick makes the stop, and she'll hang on to it. Here with 13 minutes left in our second period. Well,
let's see if Minot can dial something up on this face-off here.
It's been interesting to see the schedule for Fargo North South. They beat Dickinson 5-2 to open their year. They lost to Davies 3-1. That puck in on Woodchick. She makes the stop. Then they beat Bismarck High Legacy 5-1. They tied Century 2-2. Beat Grand Forks 7-0. Went to Devil's Lake and got a win there 5-4. Took care of West Fargo United 7-2, and then Williston 4-1 last night. So you talk about that parity, and the #1 team in North Dakota for girls high school hockey, according to the points and standings right now, hasn't had a cakewalk by any means.
Yeah, no, this is a very good team. They're very well coached and they're very systematic, and you know, it's the old adage, they like to keep it simple. Parker likes to keep things simple, but they play within a system and lets his talent dictate, you know, what they can do outside of the system once they get going.
Underneath the net now, it's taken here from Fisher. She works it away to the near side. Underneath it comes down for the Majettes. Behind the net, Hansen works out, trying to send it out front. Oh, Hansen had the chance to send it out front, but it was Elsie Anderson for the Spruins that got the stick in the way. And the puck comes all the way back into Majette territory. Harris with no real estate there. Two Spruins on top of her, including Poole. And Poole's going to be charged for a hand pass here, however, to stop in the play and a face-off coming back out of the neutralized territory. 12:03 left in the second. 1-0. Spruins on top on the BNC National Bank scoreboard. Other games today inside of girls high school hockey. Mandan's at Davies. Grand Forks is at Bismarck High Legacy. And West Fargo United travels across the state on Highway 2 to Williston. Talk about a drive there. Fargo and West Fargo going to Williston. That's a long trip, especially in the winter conditions. The weather was a little bit sketchy last night towards the later hours in the evening. Nice and sunny here today in the Magic City. Floating around 12 degrees outside. Certainly not warm by any means. This puck comes all the way down, and an icing is waved off as it was touched by the Majettes as Eriksson's back in behind. Puck's picked up by Cope now, and Cope, the leading point getter for the Majettes, started to wheel and deal, had her pocket picked. Cope takes it away here. Now Cope starts to work it out to center, went across the neutralized zone, got it over to Peyton Lang, and now it's dumped right back in behind the Minot High net keeper Ackerman. Puck comes back away to the possession here for Field. Field's got it with a backhand, shuffled it up, trying to go to Cope. Sent back underneath the net now as each team has exchanged some offensive opportunities and pressure here in this hockey game. Spruins have possession now, and it's going to be taken away by the Majettes. They work with Erickson. She tries to clear, but at the line, the Spruins had Olivia Olson that was there to shut the door and send it right back in. Now Culp's got it. She tries to move it out. She can't. Held in by the Spruins. They work it up top to the point. McComb's got it. McComb works it back up to the line. Across it came from Fisher. Here's a drive knocked down off the shin pads there of Hammer. Goes down into the corner, and the puck continues to be scrum for. Hammer in after it. Lang comes down to help out.
This is turning into a real long shift for Minot.
Top unit out for the Majettes right now, and a unit that does have a lot of respect across girls hockey in North Dakota, but right now they're hemmed in. Here's a drive, big pad save, rebound comes out front. Backhanded in towards the goal, then it's taken and sent up the boards near side. Field sends it down. The icing's going to be waved off, and those girls are gassed for the maroon and gold. Here come the Spruins back to center. Right at the center ice stripe. It's going to be taken away there by the Majettes, and Vadova, she carries back in. Underneath the net that comes down where it goes to tier stripe. Reverses it here to the near side wall. The puck's going to come back up to the line where it's taken and sent right back in by the Majettes and Kirsten. Underneath the net now. Vadova's going to be there after it. Backhand sends it out in front. Best opportunity yet to the game for the Majettes. And that one just went wide of the goal.
You know, that's the problem with these long shifts, you know, in the offensive zone. Fargo now is caught. You know, they've only been able to get one or two players off, and the rest of them were out there in that offensive hemming in of our top line, so now they're tired.
Teeter-totter match. This one sent into the zone by the Majettes from center ice. Off of Kirsten, it went down to the corner. They skate after it. Far side line, unable to hold there for the Majettes. It was 21. Dvorsky, and it comes back down to the possession of the Majettes as they skate hard here with Slind, and she skates it forward into the offensive zone. Slind went down on the play. Puck is freed by the Spruins. They push back to center. Run and gun style game here today as Poole sends this one underneath Ackerman. Taken off the wall from Kirsten. Out of the zone, it escapes there past Purdy. She goes to her partner now, Anderson. Anderson right at center, and Woodard's got it here. Nice stick check there from Kirsten. She gets it back out to center. And the puck is going to lie right at the neutral ice zone in front of the Spruin bench where they go to work on it. They take it down into the corner here from Calba. Sent it out front. Nobody there. Here's a chance for the Majettes, and here comes Burke. Burke's going to race in by herself. Backhand. Oh, what a save. Winship goes down and makes the save of the game.
That was a nice rush there by Burke, and if she would have held on to it for a second longer, I think she would have had that.
Went to the backhand, and the left pad came up, and that white goal pad of Winship has another black mark on it, and a big one here to keep the goose egg on the board. Puck's at center now where it's going to be sent right back in. Purdy dumps it down. In after it are the Majettes back behind their own net. Puck off the near side wall, mounted high with Hammer trying to clear. She does. Backhands it out to center. Rolls all the way down into Fargo North-South territory, and back to retrieving her own end is Anderson. Anderson up the wall, connected with McComb. McComb trying to clear. She does. Tempo has been high in this one here today. Both teams are giving it everything they've got. You can see that clearly in this showdown at the All Seasons Arena.
Yeah, they know what's on the line here. I mean, whoever wins this game is going to solidify themselves at the top of the rankings. So this is a big deal.
Puck goes away to the far side. Garris is going to go up to center with it. Left-hander skates up to center with the backhand. She just dumps it down into the corner. Been impressed the last two games here that we've covered on the PSP network. The physicality level of girls hockey really has risen quite a bit, and they let them play more than in the years past, it seems.
Yeah, it was, you know, last night there was quite a few penalties, but it wasn't for the physicality. It was for stick work. And so, you know, it's nice to see that, you know, the referees are letting these ladies play.
No penalties yet in the hockey game tonight, Tony, as we've skated 5 on 5 the entire time. That one came right in a goal. It was deflected there by Olivia Olson. It came in on Witschik, and she makes her save. Registering number 10 here in the contest. Shots are 13-10. The Spruins lead the Majettes on the shot column. They also lead 1-0 on the BNC National Bank scoreboard.
Pretty even game so far. You know, so far this period, each team has a scoring opportunity, and last period it was 2-1 actually in favor of Minot, and so you look at how all these shots are lining up and scoring opportunities and everything else, and this is a pretty evenly matched game.
It's a dogfight here at the All Seasons Arena as the puck's going to be passed up into the neutral ice zone on the far wing. Calling for it there was Fagerlund from Minot High, but the Spruins take it back. Side of the net, loose out in front, back to the point. Whistler comes in, pad save, rebound, loose in front. Chances there for the Spruins. Minot High clears it out, and they send to center, but it's going to be taken at center by Tierstripe, and she just moves in right back in. Ackerman's been steady here today for the Majettes, and another nice save there on a big opportunity for the Spruins.
Yeah, it's real unfortunate that goofy one kind of went in the first period because, right now it really should be 0-0 as well as she is playing.
Icing on the Majettes as that puck comes all the way down. That icing brought to you by our friends at Hub International Insurance. Call Hub International Insurance today at 355-3100. It's Hub International Insurance. For all your business and personal insurance needs, Hub International. Talk to Josh Cattell, the former University of North Dakota Bison coach and scout, recruiter for the Bison. Works at Hub International Insurance down in Bismarck. Here's the drive in. Ackerman makes a save. Goes off the end boards, and now it's going to be picked up by Cope here. And Cope's got it on the wall. She tried to reverse it back and turns it over there as the puck comes back away down for the Spruins.
Yeah, I think this is where Minot just needs to keep it simple. We've had the majority of our opportunities on the rush, so let's just not worry about trying to make the fancy play. Let's just get the puck out of the zone and get moving up ice.
Top line for the Majettes here today has had their troubles in this showdown against Fargo North-South. Puck comes out in front. Now it's going to be taken here by Cope, and Cope's going to start the rush up to center. Just as I say that, she breaks ahead. 1-on-4. Puck's inside the blue line now as the puck is underneath. Cope comes into the possession for the Majettes. They fire in from center, and down they go as Minot High goes on for a 5-for-5 change. Puck's out to the neutral ice zone. Lead pass was there for Woodard. Comes all the way down. It was touched. And the Majettes will pick it up here in their own territory. They push to center. They send it up ahead, and it comes all the way back in behind the Spruins net, where it's picked up here by Fargo North-South's Matheson, comes out in front of the net. Tied up here. Backhander trying to spin it towards the goal. That one goes up into the protective mesh. And a Souvenir will find a fan here with 4:02 left in our second period. Spruins lead 1-0.
Yeah, that was a nice little opportunity for Minot High there. The puck, good hold on the blue line by the defenseman for Minot High, and then got down to Fagerlund. Fagerlund tried to tap it over to Swearinger, and she's standing wide open. They had him outnumbered 2-1 in front of the net. Nice defensive play by Fargo, but Minot's making a good push here.
Off the dasher it comes, back in behind. Off the glass it came to Fagerlund. She's down on the ice. Scrum continues down in deep. Good forecheck there from Hansen for the Majettes. Frees it to Fagerlund. Fagerlund's in behind, bumped it back here. And it's tied up on the wall where it's going to come out for Hansen. Up to the point, over to the far point. March tried for the one-timer, just couldn't get a handle on it. Taken by the Spruins. They've got possession underneath, but Hansen intercepts. Hansen from Gretzky's office works back in behind here. Sends it out front with the backhand. Good coverage there. Comes back up to the line. Garris has it. She sends it towards the cage. Knocked down by 4 Spruins, and we go back to center ice as Fargo North-South carries into the zone. Garris has it here. She just sends it off the wall. This one will roll all the way down. Won't get there for an icing. Is back to retrieve now is Purdy. Time flying here in the second period as we haven't had a whole lot of whistles in the second frame. Down to under 3 minutes to play in the middle period, and the Spruins bring it into the offensive territory now with Woodard. Sent it out front, make that 17 rather. That's Poole, my apologies. Up to center we go down for Minot Highs. They carry into the zone. Sent out ahead, nobody there. Back up it comes. Here's an opportunity as that one sailed up as Erickson had it on a tee. Comes away down to Fargo North-South. They're going to push up to center ice here. Goes away to Anna Nelson. Chip back into the possession here for the Spruins. They have it with Anderson. Anderson up to center. Cope's line back on for the Majettes as it's going to be handled here now back in her own territory by Vadova. Vadova up to center. Connects there with Campbell Johnson, she sends it down. Witchick's out of the net to play it. Witchick returns back to her goal paint. Right as Minot High's attack comes into the zone. Meanwhile, it's held in at the line by the Majettes on the clear attempt from the Spruins. On the near wing, Minot High's Erickson does a nice job holding there, and Piper Erickson sends it back around. Spruins have possession now as they try to clear, but Vadova holds. Now in the corner, Majettes wide open out front. Here's a shot and a save. Loose out in front. The opportunity was there for Campbell Johnson, and Winchick comes up big.
Wow, what a nice play there. Good hold by Vadova on the wall. Swearinger came through, picked up the puck, immediately got her head up, looked into the slot. Campbell worked herself open, and boom, 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 and that was a nice play. Good save by the Fargo goalie.
Witchick's had 2 of them here in the second period, one on that breakaway and one on the point-blank shot from the center slot just there. Putting her name into the hat for our MVP of the game, brought to you by Sport Clips here today. Side of the net, Witchick goes down. She'll hang on to it. And with 1:39 left here in our second period, we've got ourselves a 1-0 hockey game. Fargo North-South on top, but it has been a bit of a slobber knocker. Shots are 15-12 now on the BNC Bank scoreboard.
Yeah, you know, Minot's almost earned a goofy goal here, you know, with that first one going in. So it's coming. You can feel it in the air. They're pushing, and hopefully Minot can grab one here.
Offensive zone come the Majettes again. Fagerlund's going to carry down. Bounces out in front of Witchick. Senior netminder here for Fargo North-South. She's been impressive here today. It's a 2-on-1 into the zone. Trailer back for the Majettes, but here's a shot coming in. Ackerman goes down onto the pillows, and Jillian Ackerman hangs on to it. Here with 1:07 left in the second. Big thanks again to our friends at Jersey Mike Subs. They bring you the player of the week each and every week on the PSP network. Jersey Mike Subs is a sub above. You ever had Jersey Mike's on North Broadway in Minot?
Not yet. I haven't had the opportunity.
Better make that happen next week. You're a Philly cheesesteak fan?
I am.
Yes, Jersey Mike's is for you, my friend. Underneath the net it comes now as it's going to be handled here by the Majettes underneath the goal line. Tied up in deep. Puck's taken here by the Spruins, and they're going to start their rush back to center. Tierstripe bumps it ahead, comes back to Barch. She's got the motor on. Barch is going to skate it down into the corner. Barch looking for the outlet, bumps it back, nobody there. And it's taken by the Spruins down, and Tierstripe back up to the line. Field holds, whistles in. Offsides, the call on the play, says Jake Stack, the official from in deep. And on the lines here today, the call was made from up top. We talked about it earlier on this week on the PSP Network. We had Jake Stack on the Ice Time show that I do each and every week. Podcast covering North Dakota hockey, all levels of North Dakota hockey. And Jake Stack, the official here tonight with the armbands out, one of the two. It's in the top of your screen over at the hash marks in the offensive zone for the Majettes. He had brain surgery. And 9 days later, he ended up reffing in the North American Hockey League with the Bismarck Bobcats and Minot Minotauros. By the way, that was only about 10 days ago, friends. Comes back from brain surgery to ref. Talk about a passion for the game.
Pretty amazing stuff there, and he's such a nice guy.
Count them down, kids. We're at 4 seconds, now 3, now 2. Down to the final second to play here in our second. We don't gain any ground in the second period as both teams deadlocked in the second. The Spruins score the only goal that came in the first. It was off of Brooklyn Woodard. She picked up her second of the season. And that's the only goal in the hockey game right now. Witchick with a couple big saves in that second period of play. We'll have a full recap of the stats and the period of play that was. 1-0. Fargo North-South leads Minot High here at the All Seasons Arena. Premier Chiropractic Intermission Report is next.
Broadcast on the PSP Network is proudly brought to you by
Here we go. Where they get it into Doppler up the near side. 3, 2 second, 1 second. Doppler rises right wing 3. Bingo! Oh! Anthony Doppler wins it at the buzzer. Oh! Are you kidding me? He turns, he fires, and he buries it.
This broadcast on the PSP Network is proudly brought to you by
Great smiles come from Vibetta Orthodontics. Vibetta Orthodontics is a certified Invisalign provider. Invisalign fits your budget and your lifestyle. Braces for children, teens, and adults with affordable monthly payments. Schedule your complimentary consultation and exam by logging on to VibettaOrthodontics.com or by calling 701-839-6010.
Great smiles come from Vibetta Orthodontics.
In southwestern and south central North Dakota, on any given day at any given moment, a Dakota Community Bank and Trust customer is logging in or signing on to do their online or mobile banking. We believe that community banking can blend both the past with down-home customer service in-house and the future with modern banking conveniences and technology for our customers anywhere, like here or here, all while honoring our long-standing tradition of community-first oriented banking here at Dakota Community Bank and Trust.
Many of our clients come to us already accomplished in their lives and on the right track. However, whether it's in response to a life-changing event or you are nearing retirement, you can sleep well knowing that together we have planned for both life's opportunities and challenges. And no matter what happens, we are here to help guide you.
Minutes into the showdown in girls high school hockey today between number 1 Fargo North South and number 2 Minot here at the All Seasons Arena in Minot, North Dakota. Nick Hulberg and Tony Swearingen on the call here today. Tony, overall your thoughts on this contest? It really has been worth the price of admission here today. A bit of a grudge match.
Yeah, you know, both teams are playing very well and both teams are having good opportunities in the offensive end. I think the difference in everything right now is with the play that is happening in Minot's defensive end. I think you touched on it a little bit. You know, we got to stop turning the puck over between the tops of the circle and the blue line. We got to get going north and south. I mean, nobody likes to chip the puck out of the zone and do a chip and chase, but right now, you know, Minot's best opportunity that period, or one of the best opportunities, was a breakaway because of a chip and chase.
For Fargo North South right now, leading 1-0 at the end of 2 periods of play. They've had superb goaltending from Witchick here today, and that really is the X factor at this point because Minot High's Jillian Ackerman's been good as well here in this contest. Do they change anything heading into the third period in your mind to wrap up a win here today on the road in the Magic City?
Well, I think Parker would like to tack one on early here in the third period, just to kind of an insurance goal. But I don't think they changed much. I mean, they're doing a nice job, just like Minot is. But you know, the goaltending for both teams has been spectacular. 12 and 16. I mean, you look at the saves that both goalies have had to make, and Fargo North's goalie's been tested, and Minot's been tested, and we're right in there. It just, I don't think either team needs to change a whole lot, but Minot needs to start taking advantage of the opportunities that they have.
Here's the recap of the hockey game to this point so far. Shots are 16-12 in favor of Fargo North South. They also lead 1-0 on the BNC National Bank scoreboard. Goal was scored by number 7, Brooklyn Woodard. Woodard picks up her second of the year. That's point number 3. She was assisted by the team point leader, Anna Nelson. Nelson picks up her 13th point of the season. And also getting credit on that first and only goal was Olivia Calbus. Calbus picks up her 10th point of the year. And the sophomore forward for the Spruins likes to have her name on that score sheet here tonight, in a big one at 1-0. This is our Premier Chiropractic Intermission Report. Premier Chiropractic, focused on improving the health of mind and the surrounding areas through the most cutting-edge advances in natural health care today. Find them online, PremierChiropracticND.com. It's Nick Hulberg and Tony Swearingen here on the call today. And Tony, I just have to take a moment to personally talk to you about this all-seasons arena and this venue that we don't get to see very often, with Minot's new home and the Pepsi rink at Mesa Arena, premier facility in the state for high school and college hockey, a hockey facility unlike any other really in the state, with 3 sheets of ice underneath one roof, and then the premier venue, if you will, with the bowl at the Pepsi rink. In your time playing at this arena, at that time, was there any place greater than the all-seasons arena playing here back in the day besides the Ralph Engelstad Arena?
I was just going to say the only place that even matched the atmosphere that Minot High School was able to play in, through the 70s, 80s, and 90s in this building was really unmatched, other than Ralph Engelstad's old barn. So it was. This is a beautiful facility, and it's sad that it doesn't get utilized for bigger games. But at the same time, with the Mesa Arena and the Pepsi rink, it's nice to have a permanent home.
This place holds 3,500 people, and some of the memories that I have of being in here, I'm telling you, back when the Minot Americans and Minot Top Guns played in here in the Saskatchewan Junior Hockey League. There was the All-Star game back in, I believe it was probably 1993 or 94 for the SJHL, somewhere around that time. I could be mistaken. I was just a kid. But this place was at capacity for the best players in the SJHL at that time. And at that time, the SJHL was some of the top players in the world playing at that point. And take that lightly. I mean, they weren't Western League guys by any means, but there was a lot of D1 athletes coming out of the SJ back then. Then the memories with Minot High School playing here, and some of those matchups where Minot High boys hockey team would come out for warm-ups, and there would already be 2,000 people inside this venue. And you think back to the Minot Muskies when they played here. I mean, there was some times that this place was really at volume and capacity. Really is a great place.
Yeah, the ACHA National Tournament was held here. And Minot State played Penn State in the semifinal game to go to the national championship game, I believe it was. And this place, it was standing room only. I mean, people would have put chairs in the rafters just to find a seat if they could. And that was, fun, a fun memory. And I remember playing in a WDA championship game against Devils Lake. I believe it was 96, 97, 97, 90. Yeah, it was 96, 97. And all the Devils Lake fans were in the bleachers across from where we're perched up right now, and they were beating on the bleachers so hard we couldn't hear ourselves in the locker room. And you want to talk about an atmosphere when they used to have those old wooden bleachers, and they were able to jump on them and make just tons and tons of noise, and this place would just reverberate. It was awesome.
I've called a lot of hockey in my day, from the Bobcats and Toros to out of the ECHL, my time at Beck Sports, of course, doing Minot High athletics for 10 years now. I've been all over the place, from Alaska to all the way over on the East Coast, all over. The only arena that I've ever seen a goaltender score a goal was at that ACHA National Tournament when the Penn State goalie shot one down into the empty net and scored. Memories like that, you just you'll never forget. Being hockey minds like we are, this place really brings back a lot of great ones. There was a gentleman out in the parking lot when I pulled in today, Tony, and he said, "I'm just clarifying, this is where the girls' varsity hockey game is." And I said, "It absolutely is." He got a smile on his face. I said, "I'm curious to see. I haven't been here in quite a few years. It's been probably since 2013 or 14 for me that I've called a game here." And I said, "I'm curious to see if the vending machine underneath the bleachers, right over here in the, what would that be? The southeast side of the arena is still there, because back in JV hockey, I had a couple teammates with long arms, and they robbed that thing dry of Grandma's cookies each and every time that they filled that thing up. I'm sure they were wondering where all those cookies went, but this many years later, I could fully admit that I wasn't involved in stealing any of those cookies. I'm probably guilty as charged, because I did eat a few though, however.
Yeah, there's some great memories in this building. Let's just hope Minot High, the Majettes can add another good memory to the memory banks for us here tonight.
Both teams come back to the ice. We get set ready for our third period of play here on the PSP Network. The Spruins lead 1-0. Nobody's stealing anything from the vending machines here today. The Spruins trying to steal one on the road, however. Good hockey game at the Pepsi Rink. Come back and join us for the third. It's next. Time for the third on the PSP Network. Nick Hulberg, Tony Swearengin on the call here today. As the puck comes in on Ackerman early on in this third, she makes a save, and Ackerman up to 16 saves in the hockey game. She really is a next level player, isn't she, in your mind?
Yeah, she'll definitely have the opportunity to play after high school somewhere, you know, whether it's Division III, you know, at some Division I school, or you know, even ACHA. She's a darn good goalie.
Underneath the net, Spruins take it underneath and move it away to the far side wing, where it's going to come back into the possession now of field for the Majettes. Minot High's in white, Fargo North South's in yellow if you're just joining us here today. Out to center ice, it's going to be taken here by the Spruins, and Nelson works it across here to the near side for Fisher. Fisher's really impressed me here today. She could skate 18 in yellow for the Spruins on the back end. She's been good here in this hockey game. Up to center come the Majettes. Now the rush is in for Hansen. Hansen crashing towards, shoots. Oh, she scored. Rattles the bar and puts it home. We're tied at 1.
Wow, what a nice play by Bryn Hansen. You know, fighting off the defensive pressure there. Comes in on the outside. You know, we've been saying it, just put the puck on net and good things will happen. Well, that wasn't the dirty one that we're still deserved, so hopefully we got to get another one yet. But boy, she picked that corner. That was beautiful.
53 seconds into the third period. The goal is scored by Bryn Hansen. Her third of the season. And Hansen gets credit with the Majette goal. And it's 1-1 on the BNC National Bank scoreboard. You heard that goalpost go clank. Big time tally there for Minot High.
Yeah, and that's the way you want to start a period if you're Minot High. So let's see if they can continue to capitalize.
Fallon Fagerlund's in on the assist for the Majettes on Bryn Hansen's second of the year, point number 6. Well, that changes the game here, 53 seconds in. Puck's taken now here by the Majettes. They're going to go up to center ice with it. This is Macy Burke. And Burke skates it down. She'll peel off for a change. Spruins have real estate. And picking it up back behind her own net here on the near side wing is Fisher. Up to center they come now with Hoffman. Leah Hoffman's into the zone. Back up top, Fisher, clear lane, fires into the glove. Popped out of the glove, and then it came back behind Ackerman. Quick whistle there. And a faceoff will come on Ackerman's glove side after she registers the stop. It might have got some help from a quick whistle.
Yeah, she definitely got some help there. That's an unfortunate turn of event, but great result with that whistle. So thank you to the Stripes.
Face-off on Ackerman's glove side. Back in behind the net. It's taken here by Kinsey Field. Trying to clear the zone are the Majettes. They do now with Vonova. She goes out to center. Pushed ahead. Puck scrum for here and back on the retrieve from on it now is Piper Erickson. Erickson goes back into the corner, goes up the wall, connects now with Campbell Johnson. She goes out to center, but the Spruins have possession with their assistant captain in Calbush. She brings it right back in, up to the line. It sits now for Nelson. She'll walk and fire with the help there of Calbus. Down to the corner it comes. Spruins with possession. They set up from down and deep. One-timer out front. Oh, what a save there. Ackerman kicked out the pillow. That could have been the save of the game.
Yeah, nice save there, and that makes up for fumbling that puck. But those are the types of saves that we know she can make, and she's been making for her pretty much her entire career here at Minot High.
Ackerman only in her junior year. Talked about her replacing Amber Borkus, who was also top-notch inside the blue paint for the Minot High Majettes. That was a great play that was executed nicely by the Spruins as well as they work it back up top now with Purdy. Sends it in, tipped in front, loose in front of the cage, still loose. Right in the center slot, puck lies still. Comes away now. Here's it's going to be taken back up to the far side point. Drive whistled towards the net, knocked down. That one off of Matheson. Drop back in behind Ackerman, and Fields got room. Fields going to just send this one right up to the neutral ice zone where it's taken here by the Spruins, and they bring it back in. Poked free back on the near side into the possession of Vanova. The senior Vanova's got 1 point on the year, looking for her first goal of her senior campaign. Goes up the far side wall down to Slind, and Slind sends this one out. Will it come towards the net? It will. Will it hit the goal? Just misses, and an icing charge there with 13:03 to play in the third. That icing brought to you by Hub International Insurance, 355-3100.
Yeah, that last line got stuck out there a little longer than they would have liked in the defensive zone. Marissa Vadova did a nice job down low, becoming that third defenseman, being that she's the center, and help it out, and she finally was able to get off the ice.
Puck taken off the glass, down into the corner it comes. Puck is freed on the near side, chipped up off the wall. Cope's got it here. She's been quiet in this hockey game here today. Credit Fargo North South. They've had a focus on her coming in. Spruins right back in here with Friddle. She fires, save is made there.
Yeah, this line's been relatively hemmed in, and credit to Fargo. They got to figure, this line's got to figure out a way to get some pressure.
Fisher back behind the net. Fisher's got it here. Hits the brakes near side. Sent out in front. Loose there. Chipped out into the corner off of Fagerlund. Trying to push it out of the zone for the Majettes there. And it's going to be taken here back at neutral ice now, or it's into the skates then out. Cole patted for just a moment. And it's worked back ahead now where it comes into the possession here for Sydney Barch. Barch goes up the near side wing. Right back to Barch. Ping pong match there as it comes back into Minot High's end. Picked up here by Kirsten, and Kirsten's got it. She goes back up to center. Touched by the Majettes right at the center ice stripe, and an icing is still called here with 11:51 to play in our third period. 1-1 on the BNC National Bank scoreboard. Overtime last night for Minot High. They took down West Fargo United 3-2 in an overtime thriller.
Beautiful goal by Kinsey Feld at the end to win it. Minot High had to kill off a penalty at the end of that game, and she came out. It was actually her penalty, and she came out and towards the end of that overtime period, and beautiful shot, nice and low on net, and tickled the twine.
Bounce around in front, taken away there by the Majettes. Trying to push it out of the zone. There is Hansen. Lead passes up into the possession now for Burke here on the near side. Great back check there. Coming down to the other end of the ice on the Spruins side was 12. That's Purdy. Comes back on in front. Shot spun just wide of the net. It's going to be freed on the far side wing. Held it at the line by the Majettes. Pushed up to center again. This one's going to roll in on Ackerman, and Ackerman goes down to Anita play it here, and she's just going to hang on to it. Wisely deciding to get Minot High a quick rest and a change here with 11:02 to play in the third period. Leading the way inside of all girls hockey in North Dakota on the points chase is Devils Lake's Ashlyn Abrahamson. 22 points for the junior coming in just 9 games played. Pretty impressive numbers for Abrahamson.
Yeah, she's a really nice player over there, and the team is much improved this year compared to past years, and it's nice to see her continue to have some success. She plays on Team North Dakota, and she's fun to watch.
First penalty of the contest coming here as Culp was checked into the wall. And a power play comes down for the Majettes as Taylor Culp carried it into the zone, and then she was run into. Into the sin bin will go number 21, Becca Matheson. Matheson's in the box. First power play of the entire hockey game here, Tony. And the Serpro power play comes out from on it high with a golden opportunity here with 10:37 left here in the third period. Swearingen out to take the face-off here, 8 against 8. As Nelson went in on the draw, Swearingen won it back, and it comes to the point where it's set up by Vonova. Vonova here at the near side line, back to Swearingen, the 8th grader. Swearingen's got it here at the half wall. Sent back up top, comes away down to Barch. Barch lost a handle on it, comes away down to Poole. Poole's got a breakaway. She's going to skate it down shorthanded. What a play there from Barch. Barch ended up maybe getting away with one. Looked like the feet came out from underneath. And the shot came in from center as it snuck away there by Ackerman.
Yeah, I'm not sure exactly what happened there on that exchange, from Vonova to Barch on the blue line, but the Minot High was very fortunate to get away with one there.
Back away, far side wall, power play out here for the Majettes. Minute 14 of power play time, and here come the Spruins again, shorthanded, 2-on-1 out in the middle. This is going to be a delayed call coming here. Touched by the Majettes and Vonova down. We're going to skate 4-on-4 for the next minute 4. As getting the leg swept out from underneath her was Anna Nelson, the team point leader for the Spruins. And into the box goes Swearingen. And a penalty maybe you're willing to take at that point, as that could have been a clear cut.
Yeah, it's real unfortunate that she had to take that penalty, but the exchange 2 times on the blue line in the offensive zone by that power play unit was not good, and that's what caused those 2 rushes.
Off the draw, we skate 4-on-4 here at the All Seasons Arena in the Magic City. Up to center, it comes down for Culp. She had it hop off of her tape. Pushed off ahead of the Spruins, right back in with it with Tierstripe. She had it taken off of her tape, but now it comes away off of Hansen. She goes out to center for Culp, trying to get fancy with it. Right back in come the Spruins and an offsides call here with 9:16 left.
Couldn't hear the whistle there. I didn't know if they were actually going to call that offsides.
One thing about this All Seasons Arena, it's a little bit dimmer in here than the Pepsi rink as far as the lighting is concerned. This press box is quite a bit higher, however. The whole angle of the seating is just a bit steeper, it seems.
Yeah, I think it's real deceiving on the angle of the seating, just based on the fact that this has 2 levels of seating versus the one at the Mesa. But yeah, it's nice the press box is higher. That's for sure.
Puck's taken here by the Spruins. They ice this one all the way down. We are 4-on-4 for the next 17 seconds. And some miscommunication there as that puck is sailed to the other end of the ice, and we'll face off back on Witchick's blocker side coming here.
Yeah, it'd be nice if Minot High can take advantage of this 4-on-4. Minot High definitely has the speed to take advantage of it. You just got to get the right combination out there, and this 4-on-4 is a big deal.
Timeout on the ice surface. We'll take one as well. Got ourselves a hockey game. It's 1-1 late in the contest. 4-on-4 for the next 17 seconds.
All right, bring it up. Come on. Someone's got to call a play. All right, let's go. I right, zoom, spider 2, Y banana. You don't like that one? Okay. I right, 40 power? No. You don't want that one either? All right, go kick off. Get out of here. Let's go.
First Western is your independent community bank with all the online conveniences you want and an experienced team you can count on. First Western Bank and Trust. You can bank on us.
If it's fire damage, Agent Fred Iyer. From burnt to unburnt, he does that.
"17 seconds of 4-on-4 hockey, and then a Serpro power play for just under a minute here for Fargo North-South coming in a 1-1 tilt here this afternoon at the All Seasons Arena. Here at Minot, Nick Hulberg, Tony Swearingen on the call, and off the draw, the Spruins have possession. They go up to the line with it. That bouncing puck is going to be sent towards the goal, then wrangled here and picked up by Fisher. Fisher goes up. Now Cope's got it. Cope's going to skate in. Cope had her pocket pick. Fisher took it from her. Fisher has been good here today. She's not on the score sheet, but she's one that could be in the conversation for our MVP of the game here, the way she's handled the puck today in the showdown between 1 and 2 in the state.
Yeah, and she's done a really nice job. She's been on the ice against Cope quite a bit, and you know, she's neutralized Cope's ability to get into free ice and get some of the opportunities that she's used to having.
Serve Pro power play out for the Spruins. 30 seconds remains on the advantage as it comes up top. Handled from the line, sent in, intercepted, taken by Barch, and she launches it all the way down. Under 8 to play here in regulation. Power play out for the next 13 seconds for the Spruins as they come up to center with it. Puck's taken away there by Field just for a moment, as now it's taken by Anna Nelson. She carries it into the zone. Puck's picked up by the Majettes. They fire out there with Fagerlund, and Fagerlund sent it all the way down. We're going to skate 5-on-5 now as out of the box for the Majettes is Swearingen. Comes away to the near side wing, and the puck is tied up on the near side wall just inside the blue line. Still scrubbing on it here. Puck is still tied up. Back at the line. Held in by the Spruins. Across it comes from Purdy. She sends it over to the far side. And it's going to be sent down to the nears. It's going to be picked up here by the Majettes. Fagerlund trying to clear. Can they do it here now as the puck's taken? Sent up off the glass. Out to center. That's Swearingen that pokes it free. She's into the zone with it. Swearingen's got it down underneath. On angle shot towards the net. Hit the side of the cage. Under 7 to play in regulation. Minot at 5-3-1. Fargo North South at 5-2-1. Number 1 and number 2 in the state for girls high school hockey coming into the showdown here today. And it's just what it was set up to be. Back and forth contest, a good one that's 1-1 right now late in the game. Shots are 24-14. Spruins have the advantage. But I don't know necessarily that they've had a giant edge here in this game.
No, it's been pretty even back and forth. Now, you know, typically is what you see is the momentum in this game has changed. You'll have 5 minutes for Fargo and then 5 minutes for Minot, and then it goes back and forth. And you know, Fargo there towards the end of the second period had the longer stretch of puck possession, so that's kind of what led to the shots on goal differential right now.
Puck comes all the way down for an icing. That icing brought to you by Planet Pizza. 852-1700 Planet Pizza. They will deliver in the Magic City. Or if you don't want delivery, stop in for a game of laser tag in the region's largest laser tag playground at Planet Pizza. You good at laser tag?
No.
Depends on who's listening, eh?
Yeah, there you go.
There's a shot that comes in, goes just wide. Zerwithal by nieces and nephews one day, and my kids, and we went in and said I'm not taking it easy on anybody. Here's a 3-on-1 coming into the zone. Spruins out front. Nelson fires all that one. Hit traffic maybe out front, or Ackerman made a save. Nevertheless, it didn't register. Comes back up to the point. Tipped in front. Ackerman, big save. Then she sweeps it out with a goal stick.
It's another one of those weird caroms out in front of her, and she did a nice job of recovering on that puck that time.
Puck comes all the way down for the icing. Anyway, so I go into laser tag ready to dominate, as I know some of the tricks and trades. I've only been playing it for 20 years, for goodness sakes. I think I took last. I haven't heard the end of it since.
You're a big target, Nick.
I'm a big target. Slow big target, too, by the way. Puck's taken away on the far side wing. Bottom of can't clear. Here's a drive out front. Credit Fargo North South with the way that they've had that net front presence here today. Here's a drive. That one went just wide. Positioning out front, making it a little bit of a challenge here for Ackerman today. But boy, has she been up to that task here at the All Seasons Arena. Into the zone come the Spruins. They've got it again. Out front, Swearingen's going to take it away. And here comes the 8th grader up to center now for the Majettes. Crosses over the blue line. She moved it ahead. Pinned up. We go back the other way now for the Spruins as it's into the zone for Ness. She fired towards the net. March got a stick on it. Sent it wide. Comes underneath the goal line now. Barch has it here. Bounce back away to the near side. Out of the zone come the Majettes. Hauled up on the play. Another power play coming. As touching now are the Spruins. And there will be a tripping call coming here with 4:29 left in regulation. And into the sin bin goes Fisher. And the Serve Pro power play comes back out for Minot here with 4:29 remaining in regulation. Another golden opportunity for the home team.
Yeah, and let's just hope that Minot High's got that exchange down with their defenseman on the blue line a little bit better so that we don't have to stop a couple of breakaways like we had to on the last one.
Yeah, the opportunity for the Spruins and 2 shorthanded opportunities. One resulted in a Serve Pro power play of their own. Up to the point, down to the half wall. Sent across, stick save, loose in front, bouncer still loose in front of the blue paint, and then it's spun out of the zone. It comes all the way down. Ackerman's going to play it off the end board. She'll leave it in behind here for Cope. 1:35 of power play time as it's up to center ice here for the Majettes. Cope's going to skate in with it. The leading point getter for Minot High, who's been quiet here today, hits the brakes on the near wing. Cope spins it down underneath the net. Comes now here to Lang, and Lang's got it. Lang stick handling, drops it back underneath. Fagerlund had it for just a moment, taken away by the Spruins. Back up to Cope at the point. They play catch down in deep now. Comes away to the half wall, spun down to the corner. Minot works it nicely, sent out in front. March has it at the point. She'll fire, save in front, loose rebound. Side of the cage, still scrumming for it. Puck's taken here by the Spruins, and they send it all the way down. And nothing wrong with that power play for Minot as they register a good opportunity and a shot on goal.
Yeah, very nice opportunity by Minot there. Just couldn't quite finish.
Fagerlund carried it in. Didn't get it underneath the half wall, and then it's fired right back out to center by Purdy. Minot's on the recovery now, and they send it in. But again, this one goes into Minot High's bench. Look out, that could be too many girls on the ice for Minot High. They got away with one there. And the puck sent right back down in behind Ackerman.
I think they let that go because the player did not intentionally touch the puck, and it was one of those deals where Fargo purposely fired it in there.
Down to the final 15 seconds of Serve Pro power play time. Serve Pro 24/7 emergency service. Trained technicians, advanced technologies at Serve Pro. 5 seconds of power play time for the Majettes. They're going to go to 0-2 on their power play here today at the All Seasons. Puck's taken and sent up the wall. Down it came from Hammer. Back in behind the net around to the near wall. It came from Tierstripe. Back up to center. Comes down to Kinsey Field. She surveys, trying to go backwards, back to Cope, and Cope has to go deep into her zone to retrieve. Off the wall on the far side. Cope's going to skate it up to center now. Cope hounded here, but it's got a 3-on-1 if they go. Fagerlund's got it, and the stick check right at the blue line. How about that play coming from Matheson? Results in an opportunity for the Spruins, but they peel off for a change.
Yeah, that was a nice opportunity. Minot High had numbers there, and just a mishandle at the blue line. That's going to happen. You know, you can't be perfect all the time.
3-on-2 back in here for the Spruins. Chances here as it comes down to Hoffman. Fires one on. Stick save there from the goaltender Ackerman. Back at the point. Hard slap shot from the line as that one sent in for Matheson. And Becca Matheson sends it towards the net, and the stop is made. 94 seconds to play in regulation. That trip across the state when you go from Fargo over to Williston.
Oof, that's a long one.
And then you come back through Minot. Not sure if they'll go down highway number 2 or 83. Either way, however you do it, it's a long trip.
It's a long trip for high school.
It's a lot better if you can come out of there with 2 victories. Another power play coming here for Minot. And the Majettes are going to get their 3rd power play of the game here with 1:25 left in regulation.
Yeah, and I'm not really sure what Fargo was thinking there. Yeah, I understand that the pressure's coming down in on you, but you can't stick your leg out and take a player down like that. You're going to get that call all day, every day.
Minot High's power play unit comes out to the ice surface, but they're going to call a timeout first as Chris Stokey and Michaela Newhoff call the timeout here. We've got a barn burner at the All Seasons Arena, 1-1. Late to the contest, Minot will end the game on the power play. That is, unless they can score here in the next minute 25 to go up 2-1.
10 minutes, 3 people in the United States will die from a preventable incident. More people are dying on our roadways and in their homes than ever before, but that's where the North Dakota Safety Council can help. Safety is our mission, from the workplace to any place. We're a private nonprofit that offers more than 150 training courses that are dynamic, hands-on, and effective. From CPR and first aid to driver safety and even workplace violence preparedness, we want to make sure your loved ones come home safe each night. Go to ndsc.org to see how together we can make a difference.
Well, buckle up tight. We're down to the final minute 25 of regulation tonight at the All Seasons Arena. Minot and Fargo North South tied up at a pair of goals in the hockey game, 1-1, one on each side here tonight. First one came in the first period. Goal was scored by Woodard for the Spruins. Next tally for Minot High came 53 seconds into the third period. It was scored by Hansen. Here's a drive from the line. Big save. Witchick comes up with a stop, and down the Spruins skate up to center. They'll dump in and send it on down behind Ackerman. Minot retrieves here with Cope back behind her own net. Cope trying to start the motor. She does. She's up to center with it. Across the ice they come and into the zone. Now it's taken here by Fagerlund. Sends it towards the net till the stop is made. Witchick comes up big.
Yeah, and that kind of caught Witchick up off guard there. She almost mishandled that puck. So that was a nice play by Fagerlund. I think she was trying to go back pad and create a rebound.
The stick-on puck work here for the Spruins tonight has been impressive to me. They've caused Minot some issues here on the side of the cage. Barch walks in. She fires on angle shot. And the stop is made from Witchick. She goes down and hangs onto it. 49.5 seconds remains in regulation. A minute 24 left on the power play for Minot High. As in to take the draw for the Majettes is Hansen. But that puck won back by the Spruins, but now it's the Majettes that handle. Underneath the net, Minot High handles here down and deep with Lang. She's got 6 goals on the year. That leads the Majettes. Puck sent away to the half wall. Tried to force it through the middle to Cope. Bouncer comes up to the line. Barch has it. Barch goes back down and deep. Hansen surveying here. Hansen looks for the outlet. Drops it in. That's Fisher that takes it away. And Fisher's got it. Fisher on the near side wing. Fisher scrumming to clear. Cope holds it. Now it's going to bounce away. Comes away to the far side. Lang in after it. Can Minot High hold it at the line? No, they can't. It comes to Anna Nelson. She chips it off the wall. Kids caught him down. We're at 7 seconds. Now 6, now 5. And this one looks like overtime is in store at the All Seasons Arena. One more chance for Cope. She fired it right off the top of the knee for Fisher. And we need an extra 8 minutes here tonight because 51 is not enough at the All Seasons Arena.
Well, it's been a fun 2 days of hockey here at the All Seasons, that's for sure. 2 overtime games back to back.
What a contest it's been. More action coming your way tonight. Fargo Davies is in town to take on Minot High here on the PSP Network. We'll have that pregame show for you at 5:40 p.m. here this evening. 1-1 at the end of regulation. Let's go to our overtime.
This broadcast on the PSP Network is proudly brought to you by
Time for overtime. 8 minutes of sudden death. And the teams will switch sides as Minot High's Ackerman goes down to the south goal. Witchick goes to the north goal. Those two girls today have been fantastic. A combined 48 shots on goal and a combined 46 saves here today. And have to feel bad for one of them. Somebody's getting tagged with a loss here today.
Yeah, the question is who's going to be the hero? You know, Minot's played really well in the third period and applied a ton of pressure, and now they have a perfect opportunity. You can't ask for it any better starting in overtime with the power play.
Majettes work with 25 seconds of power play time as Hansen carries down. Hansen's out of the net, crashed right towards, and the stop was made. Sent up off the glass, back to the point. Coop sends it in. That one went wide on the glove side. Chipped in on the wall on the near wing, trying to clear his Klebus underneath. It comes now and back away on the boards. The scrum continues as Calbus, trying to clear, and she does. Sends it out, but it's Cope that's got it here. Fancy move from Cope. We're back to 5-on-5. Cope goes coast to coast with it. She takes it down into the corner, and Taylor Cope's got it underneath the net. She has it pinned up in deep. Cope's got it back, sent it out front, nobody home, and Barch is going to have to come back up to the blue line to retrieve. She just sends it in, and then the Spruins have possession. They fire it out. This one's going to come all the way down. We will have an icing coming here. That icing brought to you by our friends at Prestwich Orthodontics. Prestwich Orthodontics can be found online at minotbraces.com. We also want to thank the UPS store located on South Broadway in Minot for all your packing and shipping needs. 59 seconds in. Is there a game plan on both sides here?
I just think as a coaching staff, you're just trying to calm the players down a little bit. You know, the nerves are ramped back up now, and you know, it's just another period of hockey. It's just the next goal wins.
Shot on goal. That one hit the pipe from field as she rattled the goalpost. Puck comes back away. Center slot for Vadova. Works it back up top. Vadova's got it here. Vadova dropped it back off. It comes into the possession now here for Johnson. Fired into the catching mitt and hanging tight to it. Witchick hangs onto it.
Yeah, and Feld's almost the hero 2 nights in a row, and that's what she did last night. She got it on the blue line and fired it in, and it went in just, you know, on that low pad side, you know, just inside the post. That one just happened to hit the post.
Off the draw. Puck comes back away underneath the net. Goes around to the end boards. Underneath it comes. Trying to force it out are the Majettes. From Lang back in behind. It's freed now over the far side wing where Purdy's got it. Purdy out to center. And Minot High's had the pressure early on here in this overtime period. A minute 40 into the overtime session. Puck comes now away to the near side. Spruins with control. They're going to go up to neutral now for Poole. Intercepted here by the Majettes, and Fields got it. She bumps it ahead, tried to feed Lang. Comes back down to Cope, and Cope is going to shuffle it ahead into traffic. It's pinned up right between the benches. That's center ice. The puck still lies free, and now it's going to come out of the tape here for Poole. She's going to walk it down. Poole down to the corner, and Poole ties it up here, trying to soccer it ahead. Comes down to Cope. Cope trying to clear it. She can't. Now Cope's going to get another chance at it. She pokes it free. She's out to center. Gas in the tank becoming an issue on both sides. They have skated hard here this afternoon. Puck up to center. It comes now as it's going to be bumped ahead off of Hammer. Into the zone come the Majettes. Down into the zone. It goes for Slind. Puck's taken away on the near side wing as Slind's got it tied up with the help of Fagerlund there for the Majettes. But freeing it out was Anna Nelson, and Nelson moved it to the far wing. Now it's Barch that intercepts. She turned the motor on just for a moment. Turning it back on into the neutral ice zone are the Majettes. They go away to Slind near side. Down it comes. Picked up here and sent off the end boards from Anderson. Over to the far side. Puck is held by the Majettes. Fagerlund's got it. At the goal line, she hits the brakes. Turns down, looks, trying to send it out front. She does. Loose there. Take it off the wall. Down it comes, and Ackerman's going to be forced to play it here. Ackerman leaves it aside here for Barch. Barch goes up to center, and at center, Slind had it. She chipped it off ahead. Puck taken by the Spruins. Lead pass. They've got a girl open. Tried to bring it in was Burris. Burris lost an edge on the play. Comes all the way down on Ackerman. And the stop of the play with 4 minutes and 30 seconds left in the overtime session. 1-1 here on the BNC National Bank scoreboard, and I don't think it's getting any warmer in the all-seasons arena.
No, actually, I think the temp dropped about 10 degrees. I'm shivering right now.
Don't flatter yourself too much here, Tony. Be getting closer and closer to you this entire game.
I know.
That body heat. Comes back up to center. Puck's going to go up into the Minot high end. There's a safety net all the way around the All Seasons Arena playing surface here. On in front, loose opportunity. Oh, that one rattled the goalpost. Crossbar was hit on the chance as it came from Fisher. Knocked down, Minot High tried to clear. The pressure's on from the Spruins. They have it on the near side wing here. Sent down towards the Minot High goal. Fields got it. Field with a backhand, goes up the wall. Swearingen tried to clear. Comes back to Vadova, and Vadova's got it now. She'll turn the motor on. Vadova's up to center with it. Barely escapes the zone. Cope intercepts, and Cope's going to skate in on the one-on-one. Cope trying to get around. Cope sends it towards the net. She fired it off, and the save was made from Witchick. Comes back away up at the neutralized zone here for Minot High, and taking it across the line there was Lang. She brings it back to the near side. Spruins with possession. Will this be an offsides? It will, and an offsides call with 3:18 left in the overtime session.
Well, we've had 2 posts in this overtime, one by each team. That's how close it's come to ending, and you know somebody's going to get one here in the next 3:18. It just depends on who wants it more.
Minot opened their season with a pair of wins. Then they tied Grand Forks. Ended up with a victory at Jamestown. They suffered 3 straight losses to Davies, Startell, and St. Cloud. That was before they beat Legacy earlier on this week, and West Fargo United last night 3-2. We're in overtime right now at the Pepsi rink at Mesa Arena, at All Seasons Arena, sorry, as the puck comes into the offensive zone here for the Majettes down underneath. Taken here by the Spruins. They start the rush back up to center. Comes to Anderson. Cope's got it again, and Cope sees the outlet, trying to fire across ice. Over to Hansen on the far side wall. Taken away by the Spruins, and the Spruins have possession here with Purdy. She brought it in. Now Cope's got some speed and some lane here. She skates it ahead. Cope's going to go coast to coast. Drop back. Comes to Hansen. Hit traffic. Bounced down to the corner. Trying to clear the Spruins. This is Nelson on the far side. She knocks it ahead. Held by the Majettes. Comes down and deep from Hansen. Nelson back after it. Free to the near wing at the line. Field's going to try to hold. She does. Scrum continues on the wall. We're down to 2:05 to play here in the overtime session. 1-1 hockey game on the BNC National Bank scoreboard. Up to center. It comes now as Calba sends it across. Freed over to Woodard. She's got the lone goal here for the Spruins in this game. Sent through the blue paint. Off the glove of Ackerman it comes. And now back up to the point. Field is going to clear for Minot High. Down to 1:40 to play in the overtime session. Spruins on the 3-on-3 into the zone. Here's a drive into the catching mitt. And Ackerman hangs on to it. Faceoff will come on her glove side. 96 seconds left. Both teams have used their timeouts here in this hockey game. It's just been back and forth this entire showdown, hasn't it?
Yeah, this is 2 nights of really fun hockey here.
Barch has it off the draw. 90 seconds to play in overtime. Pucks away on the near side wing. Back up at the line. Held there. Sent in from Purdy. Back in after it for the Majettes. This is Field. She goes up off the glass. Purdy's going to hold again at the far point. Sent it out front. Barch has it. And Barch will start the motor. Barch pinned up at center. Right back the other direction. We go down for the Spruins and Poole. Poole hits the brakes. Half wall. Tried to send it out front. Couldn't. Lang has it. Final minute coming now here in overtime. Spruins go off for a change, and Minot High just dumps that puck down into the zone. Out of the net to play it was Witchick. Puck's taken down by Fargo north-south. They fire out to center. This one's going to come all the way down. Will it be an icing? Right to the line? No, they're saying that puck could have been collected by Garris. 40 seconds in OT. Sent out front. Nelson sent it towards the net just wide. Swearingen's got it. She moves it ahead. Hansen up to center. It's a 3-on-3 drill into the offensive zone. And it's Hansen that spin moves it down into the corner. She's going to walk out. Fires, glove save. Puck comes back away now as it's taken by Purdy. She tries to move it up the wall. Held in by Hansen. Down it comes. No, it hit a runner in the glass. Now down it comes into the possession of Swearingen. Back up to the point. It's going to be handled here by Kirsten. She dropped it down to the corner. Cut them down, kids. We're at 6 seconds. Now 5, now 4. Down to 3, 2. Horn's going to sound. Overtime not enough tonight. Regulation not enough. And we'll have a shootout coming here at the All Seasons Arena.
Wow. Well, you know what? This 2 top-ranked teams in the state. You know, I know there's a logjam of points there at the top of the standings, but this is what you want to see from some of the top teams in the state. You know, you want to see tie games going into overtime, 1-goal games. This just shows that it's going to be fun, and the progression that Minot High has made throughout the season. You know, kudos to these girls. They just keep getting better day in and day out.
Final saves here in the hockey game. 29 for Ackerman, 23 for Witchick, and this has been a all-out barn burner here at the All Seasons Arena here this afternoon. 5 shooters on each side for the shootout session. Total shots on goal, 24. 23 saves again for Witchick. 30 shots on Ackerman and 29 saves for her. A fluky one on Ackerman. That came early in the first. The shot came in. It went off of Woodard. Woodard made the stop.
Yeah, and think about that. I mean, that fluky goal doesn't go in, and Minot High is leaving it here in regulation with a 1-0 win.
Witchick was beat on a shot that came off of Hansen. Hansen picked up her second goal of the year. And now the shootout's needed. We'll take one break. We'll come back and we'll have the best of 5 shootout coming your way here from the All Seasons Arena.
The right way to top a sub is with real red wine vinegar made from red grapes and no food coloring. And the right way to film it is in slow motion. Obviously. Because authentic ingredients make a sub above.
Well, somebody's going to be the hero now inside the All Seasons Arena. First shooter here for the Spruins will be number 18, Kenley Fisher. 4 goals on the year for Fisher, 7 points on the season. And she'll have the first opportunity facing Jillian Ackerman, who has been sensational here today for the Majettes. Not only today, just on the season in general. 4 goals against average and a 95% save percentage. Fisher's in. Makes a move. Another slips it through the 5-hole she scored.
I don't even think she meant to do that, which handcuffed Jilly because she kind of lost control of that puck and it just slid in. She'll never tell you she didn't mean to do that, but
into the net it goes. Peyton Lang's up next for the Majettes. Peyton Lang on the season leads the team in scoring. On the goal side of things, she's got 6 goals on the season. Left-handed approach here for Lang as she brings it. Turns up the speed now, makes a move. Stick check. Witchick made the save. And Fargo North-South leads 1-0 in the shootout. Who's up next for the Spruins? They go with number 7, Brooklyn Woodard. She's got the game's lone goal for the Spruins coming back in the first period. Almost 2 hours ago since the last time she scored. Into the offensive zone. She'll bring it here. Makes a move. Left-handed shot. Tried to rise one upstairs. She missed. Taylor Cope up next here for the Majettes. Leading point getter for Minot High. Cope coming into today's matchup, 11 points on the year. Scored 4 goals on the season. Also a left-hander, facing Witchick. In comes Cope, fires and a pad save. 1-0 through the first 2 rounds of the shootout. Fargo North-South on top. Anna Nelson. Leading point getter here for the Spruins. Up to 13. She had an assist on the first goal here today. The only goal for the Spruins in the hockey game. Walks in, fires, trying to go 5-hole, and the stop was made. There from Minot High's netminder Ackerman. Minot looking for a goal here. They need one from Hansen. And Brent Hansen with 5 points on the year steps up. Make it 6 points. She's got Minot's lone goal in the contest here today to tie this thing at 1-1. 53 seconds into the third period. Another left-handed shot here for Minot. Beat Witchick on the glove side from the far side earlier on. She's going to walk. She tries to put a top shelf. She scores.
Nice move.
We're tied at 1-1 as we enter round number 4 of the shootout.
Bryn Hansen has absolutely been incredible these last 2 days for this Minot High team.
Galbus up next here for the Spruins. 9 points for her on the year. 5 of which have been in the form of goals. She walks in on Ackerman, sends that one up and wide. She missed. Well, Minot High's got an opportunity to end it here in round. I'm sorry, this is, round number 5 here for the Majettes. This is round number 4. I'm sorry, Tony. And a chance to take the lead here is Garris. She's going to walk in over the blue line. Garris, another lefty here for the Majettes. Goes wide, comes back, tried to sneak it in, just couldn't find its way past as Witchick kicked the leg out and made the save. Now we enter round number 5. Tierstripe is going to shoot next. 3 points for her on the season. Facing Jillian Ackerman. What a game today here at the All Seasons Arena. Somebody's going to be a hero as a Tierstripe. She walks in, fires Ackerman, shut the door. And then Tierstripe lost an edge. And Minot High has a chance to win it now as they go with number 5, Fallon Fagerland. And Fagerland, with 3 points on the season, has the chance here in the shootout. Can she be the hero today for the Majettes? Medium approach as she brings it in. Turns and fires, sent it wide of the cage.
And that had eyes on it. It didn't miss by much.
Round number 6 we go. We need an extra session in the shootout even, Tony. Overtime not enough after 51 minutes of regulation. 5 rounds of the shootout not enough, so we enter the 6th round. Julia Poole. 8 points on the year for her. Quick approach. She walks and fires. Ackerman stoned her with the blocker. Kenzie Field has a chance to be the hero. 3 points on the year for the senior defenseman. And Field will start the motor from center. Wide approach back to the center of the ice surface. Backhand, another stick check. As poking it out there was the netminder, Witchick. And we go to round number 7. Talk about a nail biter here today. Purdy's got the opportunity. Here comes Jada Purdy. Brings it in on the glove side, now straight ahead. Fires and another save made there from Ackerman. Minot High sends up Sydney March, the sophomore. Playing from the defensive spot here in 22-23, and March has the opportunity now to end this here in round number 7. March, the right-handed shooter, takes the approach over towards the blocker side. Turns the gas pedal up, turns and fires. Hard shot, she just missed. We go to round number 8. The way this game has gone and the shootout has gone, Tony, we might need to go get your tent. Now shooting here for the Spruins. Ainsley Ness. 1 point on the year for her. She walks, fires, blocker save. As the stop was made again from Ackerman, that time with the waffle board. Marissa Vadova, goalless on the season. She's got a point on the year. The senior has a chance to win it here as Minot High beat West Fargo United last night in overtime. They're in the shootout now with the Spruins. 1 versus 2 of the state. Here comes Vonova, turns it off the pipe. She rattled the goalpost. Round number 9. Now shooting. Becca Matheson, 3 goals on the year for her for 4 points. Matheson, the left-hander. From center, she's got a quick approach here as she dangles her way through the slot. Here's a move, backhand. Oh, she put it in, she scored. What a move that was from Matheson. Must-score situation now for Eve Slind. Slind in a must-score situation as Matheson tucked it past Ackerman to take the 2-1 lead in the shootout. Here comes Slind. Has to score, the game's over. Slind's gonna walk and fire, stick save. Witchick closes the door, and this game is over as the Fargo South Spruins get the victory here today at the All Seasons Arena. 2-1 in the shootout session. And the final score of this hockey game will be 2-1 on the BNC National Bank scoreboard. We'll come back with our planning team financial advisors at Shots Crossroads postgame show here today. What a hockey game that was. All that worth the price of admission. I don't even mind paying the $5 ATM surcharge fee here at the All Seasons Arena watching that showdown. Let's go to our postgame.
Whether you're looking for a full-service financial plan or planning for farm or business succession, Planning Team Financial Advisors is here to help you work toward achieving your financial goals. With locations in Bismarck, Garrison, and Center, our full-service team of professionals are dedicated to helping you work towards achieving your financial goals. Visit us online, planningteam.com.
Securities offered through LPL Financial, member of FINRA and SIPC. Investment advisory services offered through New Edge Advisors, LLC, a registered investment advisor. New Edge Advisors, LLC, and Planning Team Financial Advisors are separate entities from LPL Financial.
Our stylists are trained to understand the nuances of cutting men's hair. Less pomp, more adore, huh, Brittany?
Square face wavy hair.
Mid-fade with a textured top. Finish it off with the hard part and taper that neckline, coach.
Cowlick, what's the move? It's not just all about hard work here.
Hit all. 7. Pressure. Points. Yeah.
It takes expertise to be a sport clip stylist.
Here?
That's a spot. Right there, huh?
Sport Clips, the pros in men's hair.
Are you moving your business or your home across the town or across the country? We know it can be stressful. To ensure your possessions arrive on time, intact, and on budget, make your move with Jobbers Moving and Storage. Jobbers can help you with every aspect of your move. With our efficient step-by-step approach to move management, we can tailor a plan to suit your needs and schedule. With locations in Bismarck, Fargo, Minot, and Aberdeen, Jobbers Moving and Storage is your choice. Visit jobberswarehouse.com. It's Jobbers Moving and Storage.
Oh, easy, easy. I think I'm good. You got my good side, right? Not too many lights. I don't want to get fried before my time. Oh, it's egg-tastic. You never know what dish you're going to end up in. My dream dish is a 99. It's so popular. Me and a fellow egg tag teaming with some crispy golden hash browns. Have you seen those hash browns? Those guys are shredded. Throw in some diced ham, onions, and melted cheese. Oh, it's a party for your taste buds. Oh, here comes Chevy. Hold on, Chevy. Did you guys get everything that you needed? 99. Here I come. Shots Crossroads. It's an excellent place to eat.
Final score from the All Seasons Arena here at Minot. 2-1, the Fargo North-South Spruins take care of Minot High on their home ice here today in a battle of 1 versus 2 in the state of North Dakota for girls high school hockey. Overtime was needed. That wasn't enough. 5 rounds of a shootout were needed. That wasn't enough. We went 4 extra rounds into round number 9 here today, Tony. And it was the Spruins that have some heroics from Becca Matheson, she picks up the goal and the win for the Spruins. Overall, your thoughts on this hockey game as we enter our Planning Team Financial Advisor Shots Crossroads postgame show?
Well, I like the effort by both teams. I thought Fargo North, South here, they did a nice job. Minot High fought back from a 1-0 deficit. Bryn Hansen, fantastic goal. And last night she had her first career goal as a Majette, and tonight she got another one. And it's unfortunate when you lose in a shootout, but you still get a point for the tie, and that does count for something later down the line.
Well, you look at the standings in girls high school hockey with that point here today. Fargo North South is going to extend their lead inside of the high school hockey landscape for girls high school hockey, but not by many. They had 20 points coming in. With the win here today, they're going to bump to 22. They lose and surrender that point to Minot with the overtime needed here today. Minot moves to 19. Mandan with 18. West Fargo United with 18 as well. We had an update from West Fargo and Williston. Over in Williston, it was West Fargo trailing the Coyotes 2-0 the last we heard.
Yeah, that's going to be big. You don't get the win, but you get a little bit of help from a rival right down the road, and Minot's going to hold on to that second spot temporarily, for a while, and it's just going to make that meeting between Minot High and Mandan even more important.
Get ready for that one. Should be a barn burner there as well. It's our Planning Team Financial Advisors and Shots Crossroads postgame show. Whether you're looking for a full-service financial plan or planning for farm or business succession, Planning Team Financial Advisors is here to help you work toward achieving your financial goals. Visit us online, planningteam.com. And Tony, don't forget, you can get fueled up at Shots Crossroads, home of the famous number 99, the truck stop and travel center that they're always open. Try the banana cream pie at Shots Crossroads. I'm telling you, it is good. They bring you the post game here tonight, and they bring you the dive into these numbers here on the PSP Network and the recap of this hockey game. Fargo North South scored first, and that came in the first period, midway through the opening period. Setting up the goal for the Spruins was Calbus. She sent it off over to Anna Nelson, and Nelson fired it towards the net. It hit traffic in front and deflected off of Brooklyn Woodard, and Woodard picks up her second goal of the season, point number 3. And the Spruins led 1-0 after 1. We go all the way through the remainder of the first, all the way through the second. We open up the third, and in the third period, Minot High comes out 53 seconds in, and a goal was scored by Bryn Hansen. Beautiful shot, her second goal of the year. She was assisted on the play by Fallon Fagerlund. Fagerlund with 4 points now, and that score would stand all the way into our overtime, and through overtime, nobody scored there. We remained at 1-1, so we went to the shootout with the shots at 30-24 in favor of the Spruins. Both goaltenders really played well here today. I mean, both those kids were next level here in my mind here today with the way that they backstopped their teams. We get into the shootout. Fargo North scored in the first round. Minot scored in the third round. Nobody scored again until the 9th round of the shootout. And it was Matheson that puts it past Ackerman on a beautiful play. Deked her onto the blocker side, onto the glove side, I should say, and put it on the ice past her for the victory to make it 2-1 as the final score. Time for our Jobbers Moving and Storage move of the game here, Tony. And Jobbers can help you move across town or across the country, whether you're looking for some help with moving or storing needs. Jobbers can help you. Locations in Minot, Bismarck, Fargo, and Aberdeen. The move of the game brought to you by Jobbers Moving and Storage. And kind of hard to argue here that the shootout game winner wasn't the move of the game, right?
Hands down. I mean, you look at all the effort that both teams put in going through and playing that long, and 1-1. You couldn't ask for a better game for the top two teams in the state currently, and it was very entertaining.
Jobbers brings you the move of the game. Congratulations, Matheson. She's got the move of the game here today as she put it on the ice past Ackerman in the shootout. There's your move of the game. Our MVP of the contest here today, brought to you by Sport Clips. Sport Clips, where you can get treated like the real MVP. Sport Clips of Minot and Bismarck. Sign it online with a hairstylist today at Sport Clips. They bring you the MVP of the matchup. But Usually don't have co-MVPs, but today both goaltenders certainly deserve that, don't they?
Yeah, hands down. I mean, Jillian Ackerman, fantastic job, 30 saves. You know, you can't ask for a better effort there. And then Fargo North South's goalie. I mean, to win it in overtime, shootout. You know, that's takes a lot. You know, on those goalies, that's a lot of pressure.
Big time. Congratulations to both goaltenders today, our MVPs of the contest. They certainly stood on their heads. Tony, closing thoughts here today.
Well, I like the direction that Minot High's headed. You know, good effort by the Majettes today, and you know they took a deficit, you know, early, and were able to bounce back and take her through overtime. You know, they got to keep building on that, and it just shows the parity in the state. And I look forward to seeing this team continue to grow as the season goes on.
It's got the makings of a potential rematch, maybe at the state tournament time as well.
Yeah, you'd like to think so. You know, anything can happen when you get the top 8 teams together in a state hockey tournament. We've seen that before.
Tony, a lot of fun working with you today. Great weekend. Overall, great week working with you. Glad we got to be reunited, by the way. It's always fun working with you.
Next time we call a game in here, I'm bringing a space heater, though.
Yes, you and I both. We'll be sweating up here. It'll be like the sauna at the Y. Thanks for your time here today, Tony. Great job.
Thanks, bud.
That's Tony Swearingen, former Minot High hockey standout, former coach of the Minot State women as well. Coach of Minot High and the state title team back in 2015 also. That resume is too long to rattle off here. Just know he's been around the block for quite a while. Final score today, 2-1. Fargo North South takes care of Minot High in a shootout. 9 rounds of a shootout here today at the All Seasons Arena. Join us tonight at 5:40. Couple-hour break. Head over to Shots Crossroads right now for some mozzarella sticks and some banana cream pie. I'll be back with the pregame show coming up. Be more realistically, probably 5:30 for our pregame show here today. Matt Morelli and I will have the call as Fargo Davies Eagles come into the All Seasons Arena to challenge Minot High. That matchup right here on the PSP Network. See you at 5:30 for that one. For Mr. Tony Swearingen, I'm Nick Hulberg signing off from the All Seasons Arena to put a cap on the girls matchup. The Spruins are over the Magi 2-1 until 5:30 tonight. Please have a great night. Be safe and God bless.
Whether you're looking for a full-service financial plan or planning for farm or business succession, Planning Team Financial Advisors is here to help you work toward achieving your financial goals. With locations in Bismarck, Garrison, and Center, our full-service team of professionals are dedicated to helping you work towards achieving your financial goals. Visit us online, planningteam.com.
Securities offered through LPL Financial, member of Finrun SIPC. Investment advisory services offered through New Edge Advisors, LLC, a registered investment advisor. New Edge Advisors, LLC, and Planning Team Financial Advisors are separate entities from LPL Financial.
Our stylists are trained to understand the nuances of cutting men's hair. Less pomp, more adore, huh, Brittany?
Square face wavy hair.
Mid-fade with a textured top. Finish it off with a hard part and taper that neckline, coach.
Cowlick, what's the move? It's not just all about hard work here.
Hit all. 7. Pressure. Points. Yeah.
It takes expertise to be a sport clip stylist.
Here?
That's a spot. Right there, huh?
Sport Clips, the pros in men's hair.
Are you moving your business or your home across the town or across the country? We know it can be stressful. To ensure your possessions arrive on time, intact, and on budget, make your move with Jobbers Moving and Storage. Jobbers can help you with every aspect of your move. With our efficient step-by-step approach to move management, we can tailor a plan to suit your needs and schedule. With locations in Bismarck, Fargo, Minot, and Aberdeen, Jobbers Moving and Storage is your choice. Visit jobberswarehouse.com. It's Jobbers Moving and Storage.
Oh, easy, easy. I think I'm good. You got my good side, right? Not too many lights. I don't want to get fried before my time. Oh, it's egg-tastic. You never know what dish you're going to end up in. My dream dish is a 99. It's so popular. Me and a fellow egg tag teaming with some crispy golden hash browns. Have you seen those hash browns? Those guys are shredded. Throw in some diced ham, onions, and melted cheese. Oh, it's a party for your taste buds. Oh, here comes Chevy. Hold on, Chevy. Did you guys get everything that you needed? 99. Here I come. Shots Crossroads. It's an excellent place to eat.